So athletes, parents, volunteer coaches, board members, Homenetmen Hrashq family, good morning and welcome to Hrashq's annual coaches seminar. My name is Arman Manatsaganyan and I serve on the Hrashq board and I'll be the MC for this event. I would also like to acknowledge the presence of Homenetmen Western Regional Executive Board Member Yekhbar Rafi Varjabedyan. I also would like to thank everybody for being here. The board and the people and the coaches that have put together this seminar have worked tirelessly for weeks, and there's much to glean and to learn from here. Just a little bit of a background. Homenetmen Hrashq was established in March of 2018 on the occasion of Homenetmen's centennial. Since then, the program has blossomed and grown. It provides individuals with physical, emotional, behavioral, and cognitive challenges the opportunity to participate and compete within the Homenetmen family. As of today, we have 67 active athletes ranging in age from 5 to 54 years old, and we have over 100 dedicated volunteers. Before I give an introduction about each presenter, there's a couple of points I would like to stress. First is the cell phones. We don't want to see the cell phones out during the seminar. If we do see it out, we'll address it. And then if we see it again, we'll address it again. And the third time, we'll take it away. Secondly, everyone should have registered on the Google Forms. If anyone did not register yet, please raise your hand and Katrin will walk up to you with the iPad and help you register. Did everybody get registered? You're not registered? Okay. Anybody else? Yes, in the front row right here. Thirdly, again, before I give a brief introduction about each presenter, there is another thing that we really want to stress, which is commitment and consistency. When you're a coach, especially for Hrashq, the athletes really value consistency because it's not just a coach-athlete pairing or relationship, it's deeper than that. And whenever you don't show up as a coach, they notice it and it doesn't allow for the same experience. So we really want to stress the consistency of showing up as a coach. And whenever we send out the RSVPs, to respond to the RSVPs in a timely manner. Whoever is looking for a letter of recommendation or things like that, we do look at the attendance, and the attendance should be about 80% or more. Now that that's said, I want to introduce some of the speakers. Coach Dave, Coach Beard, he's been our athletic director for many years now, and he's an accomplished educator with a robust background in adaptive and inclusive physical education. He earned his Bachelor of Science in Special Education and later completed a Master of Arts in Adaptive Physical Education at Western Michigan University in 2007. For over a decade, Mr. Beard dedicated his expertise to teaching adaptive physical education in the Glendale Unified School District, where he also became a passionate advocate for the Special Olympics in Glendale. Davina Agazarian is our assistant athletic director, and he's a behavioral therapist who has been working with special needs athletes for 6 years now. He has his own fitness center where he works one-on-one with special needs athletes. Shelby Vargas has been a special education teacher for students with extensive support needs, primarily on the autism spectrum. She has a degree in psychology from the University of South Florida and has furthered her own education to pursue a teaching career. She has worked with individuals with disabilities for over a decade. Linda Deryan, who is an outstanding board member and mother of one of our Hrashq athletes, Alexander. She holds a master's degree in international business and marketing and has built a distinguished career in the travel industry spanning over 30 years. For the past 23 years, she has served as a sales and marketing leader with Marriott International, where she continues to lead the best sales professionals in the industry. As both a dedicated community member and Hrashq board member, Linda focuses on raising awareness and fostering inclusion for children and adults with unique abilities. Lana Tamizian is also a board member, and she is a licensed speech-language pathologist who holds a certificate of clinical competence from the American Speech-Language Hearing Association. She earned her master's degree in communication disorders with an emphasis in speech-language pathology from California State University, Northridge. And she has extensive experience working with a diverse population across a variety of speech and language disorders. Alin Chorbajian, who is also a board member, is a California State licensed speech-language pathologist and holds a certificate of clinical competence from ASHA. Alin received her Master's of Science in Communications Disorder from California State University, Northridge. She's experienced in working with pediatric populations in private practice, school, and home health settings. And lastly, Liza Yeretsian is a board-certified behavioral analyst. She has earned her bachelor's degree in international business with a minor in economics, and she went on to earn her master's in applied behavioral analysis and became a board-certified behavior analyst. She has had the privilege of working in ABA for 8 years, where she began her career as a behavior technician with children and teens on the autism spectrum in diverse settings. Before they come up to present, I would like to invite Homenetmen Western Regional Executive Board Member and Representative to the Hrashq Division, Kuirsalpi Poladian, to give her remarks. Kuirsalpi actually, with much of our other board members, went to the Pan-Armenia Games, and Hrashq got to participate in that. So the commitment in Hrashq goes from the lowest level to the highest. So if I could please invite Kuirsalpi Poladian.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Salpi Poladian, Homenetmen Regional Board Member and Hrashq representative. On behalf of Homenetmen Western USA Regional Board, I would like to welcome you all to this valuable coaching seminar. Joining me today from Regional Board, Yekhper Rafi Varjabedian. Thank you for being here and for your commitment to Homenetmen and Hrashq program. Since its establishment in 2018, in celebration of Homenetmen's centennial year, Hrashq has grown to 96 members, including 71 active athletes ranging in age from 5 to 53 years old. This remarkable achievement reflects the hard work and dedication of Hrashq board members, coaching staff, and all of you, our volunteers. The Homenetmen Regional Board is incredibly grateful to the Hrashq board for organizing this seminar. We also extend our appreciation to Coach David Beard for sharing his expertise and providing valuable educational information that will greatly assist our volunteers as they continue their mission in the Hrashq program. Lastly, I would like to extend a special thanks to Homenetmen Glendale Ararat chapter for graciously providing the campus and supporting our program throughout the year. Once again, thank you for being here today and looking forward to a productive seminar together. Homenetmeni շրջանային վարչության անունով բարիք հալուստ կմաղթեմ բոլորիդ Homenetmeni Hrashq մարզիչներու այս կարևոր սեմինարին։ Շնորհակալություն ձեր բոլորին, որ ձեր ժամանակը կդրամատրեք նեցուկ կանգնելու Hrashq կարիք ունեցող բալերներուն եւ երիտասարդներուն։ Hrashq բաժանմունքը ծնունդ տարավ 2018 թվականին Homenetmeni 100-ամյակի առիթով եւ մինչեւ այսօր կշարունակե իր աշխատանքները շնորհիվ իր վարչական գազմին, մարզիչներուն եւ ցեզ նման նվիրյալ կամավորներուն։ Այսօր մեծապես գնահատելի է այս կամ մեծ թիվով երիտասարդ կամավորներու ներկայությունը։ Ձեր աշխատանքը եւ նվիրումը գամբրաբնթեն մեր առաքելությունը եւ մեծ հույսեր կներշնչեն մեր աբակայի սերունդներուն։ Վարձկերնիտ կդար։ Վարչությունս բարձր կգնահատե եւ շնորհակալություն կհայտնի Homenetmen Hrashq-ի վարչական գազմին, Մարզիչ Դեյվին, որ ոչ միայն գազմագերբեցին այս սեմինարը, այլ մեծապես աշխատանք տարին հաջողցնելու զայն։ Բոլորիդ վարձ կգադար։ Շնորհակալություն նաև Homenetmen-ի Արարատ մասնաճյուղի վարչության, որ դարձյալ սիրահորժար իր մարզադաշտը դրամատրեց Hrashq-ի աշխատանքներուն համար։ Դարձյալ շնորհակալություն ձեր բոլորին ներկայության համար եւ բարի եկած եք։
Coach Beard, the stage is yours.
Hi, everyone. My name's Dave Beard. You can call me Dave, Coach Beard. First of all, I want you guys to smile. Okay, smile. Everybody smile. It's the one thing we can actually control every day, right? Is your smile. And that changes everything. It changes you, and it changes everyone around you. Go ahead, smile, fake it. Fake it till you make it. Everybody smile. Oh, awesome, awesome, awesome smiles. So you guys think about that every day. No matter how bad your day is going, okay, we're going to try to smile, okay? Especially when you come into Hrashq. I want you come in here, and when you turn that fake smile on or actually be happy, and it will affect everything. It will affect you. It will affect everybody else, okay? So again, welcome, welcome. I'm super excited. So again, my background is, first of all, a special educator. I'm an adapted physical education teacher, and I'm a physical educator. And I've been with Homenetmen Hrashq for the last 6 years. So I'm super excited to start the seminar. I think we've gone over our guest speakers today, which we're super excited to have. What is Hrashq? So we're going to serve the community since 2018. We have 67 athletes strong. We have 3 major sports: track and field, basketball, and soccer. Facilities that promote learning and consistency. Okay? We have inclusive opportunities. We have Navasartian games, and we have the Column games. We have inclusive practices and other opportunities. We have 1-to-1. This is very special. We have a 1-to-1 coaches to athlete ratio. There's no other program like this. We have individual and data-driven assessments. So the assessment drives instruction. Everybody say it. The assessment drives, let's hear it again. Assessment drives instruction. Okay, why? The why. Why are you here? Okay, we got you in the room. We want you to stay. We really want you to stay. Because I'm going to tell you, this program is going to change you. It will change you, but you need to commit. You need to commit. So I'm going to tell this story. I'm going to try not to cry this year, because every time I tell it, I cry. Okay? So I feel like the universe, every one of you have a point in society. You have a purpose. Okay? You just need to figure out what that purpose is. So I started, my Kenny and Paul story. So this is, I was in, I think middle school, or no, high school. I had a football coach, came up and said, hey, Dave, would you be willing to, sell like candy with our kids with disabilities? So there was Kenny and Paul. Kenny, had Down syndrome. One was tall and skinny. The other one is shorter and plumper, okay, or rounder. But again, I got to know them. So I started selling candy and food during nutrition, okay, with these guys. And they were learning about money and how to maintain money and sell products, okay? And I started becoming friends with them. And then all of a sudden I started realizing, man, Kenny and Paul are hilarious. They're fun to be around. So I started sitting down at lunch with them. People started coming up and started sitting around Kenny and Paul, okay? And we became good friends. And Paul, his mother, used to take us to our football games, okay, my high school football games. And I every time, no matter how I did, how I performed, if we won, lost, if I had 15 tackles, and 100 yards rushing, it doesn't matter. Paul would come up and give me the biggest hug afterwards. He's like, Dave Beard, you were amazing, you were amazing. Every game, every home game, he would run up and give me that huge hug and say how amazing it was. So fast forward, I was at college at Western Michigan, go Broncos, okay? I was getting my degree, and I was like, there was just some terrible classes. I mean, I just felt like, oh my gosh, how can we analyze picture books for a whole semester? And I did, it was a requirement. And I was questioning, is this the field for me? Should I do this? Is this something I really want to do? Is this my passion? Okay, and I got a letter, and I was thinking, okay, maybe I'll do something else. Maybe I'll switch my degree, okay? I got a simple letter. This was years afterwards from my parents. It was actually from my mom. And the letter, so I opened the letter, and it was a newspaper article. And it said, talking about Kenny and Paul and how they're some of the most popular kids. And they got an honorary letter. We're Holt, so honorary H letter on their jacket. Okay, and it said like they're the biggest fans of the Holt Rams. And my mom put a little post-it note. It said, "This is because of you." And how powerful was that? So I knew maybe this is my purpose. Maybe this is my passion. So that's a little story about me, what I want you guys to know. I want you guys to talk in a group, talk at your table, talk with the people next to you, and I want you to talk and say, why are you here? Do I care really why you're here? No. Is it to get community service hours? That's fine, okay? That's fine. If you're here to make a difference, even better, okay? But this will change your life. Okay, so take about 3 minutes, just talk to your neighbor, we're gonna share. So I'd like to get people involved. I don't like to be the boring speaker that stands up and just talks at you. It'd take about 3 minutes. 3, 2, 1, time. Okay, eyes and ears up here, please. Okay, let's go ahead. Somebody, I heard community service hours. I heard make a difference. Anyone else want to share? I'm gonna start calling upon people, and I don't want to just pick on Joey, because Joey is my target today. Okay, Joey, why are you here? Here, you say it.
Like, we all live privileged lives here, and we have multiple opportunities, and I want to give some people who may not have those same opportunities, I want to give them a chance to be able to live the same life as I do.
Clap it up for Joey. Let's go. Anybody else want to share? Anybody else want to share, please, before I start calling upon people? Gary, why are you here?
I joined Hrashq in 2019, primarily at the time, similar to a lot of us here for community hours, but since then I can say very confidently that the reason why I'm still here today as a third-year college student is because of the sense of community that we've been able to build here, and also the family that we have at Hrashq.
Clap it up for Gary. Clap it up for Gary. Anybody else want to share? Guys, I'm going to be calling upon you. Get ready. All right, here we go. Next slide. All right, so what will you gain? So this is what I promise you will gain. First off, you're going to be trained by special education professionals, which we have a great group today. Okay? We have you have leadership, communication, advocacy skills. Okay? You're going to use routine-based activities to increase performance. Okay? You're going to understand and implement positive, constructive feedback. And all these skills can be used in the workplace or your next career or in the college, okay, or university you go to. Develop understanding of sensory needs. Use consistent verbal cues across athletes. Know each athlete's strengths, present levels, and needs. Apply verbal, visual, and physical cues and prompts appropriately. Increase positive behavior and athletic performance. This can be done for anyone. So if you look for a career in coaching, okay, this is a good opportunity to learn great skills. College and career ready experience. Okay, you're going to be a leader. You're going to learn how to work with other people. You're going to be, and the last thing, be honest with you, it's the most important thing, you're going to be changed forever. You're going to make a lasting difference, not just with our athletes, but with their parents and our community. Okay, you're going to make a lasting impression. Okay, understanding disabilities. At Hrashq, a disability does not define or limit a person. Okay? It helps us understand how to support and empower them to thrive. Okay? You are different than me. I am different than you. Okay? I have certain strengths. I have certain challenges. I promise you, or weaknesses, if you want to say it. I always said weakness. I don't have a problem saying I have plenty of weaknesses, and we'll talk about it. Every individual is unique with their own strengths and challenges. At Hrashq, we celebrate and uplift everyone. Again, I come back to the thing. What is your purpose? What skills do you have? What strengths do you have? What are things you need to work on? I'm terrible, okay? I don't feel comfortable a lot of times talking in front of crowds. You're sitting here, okay, looking at me with over 100 people here, and you're talking. I feel uncomfortable, okay? But again, that's something maybe I need to work on, or I need to work on. I've gotten better over the years, and be honest with you, I love talking about this. I love educating. Okay, so some things you need to work on. I want to be a better husband. I want to be a better father. Those are things that I think I have challenges. I can do a better job at. Okay, Hrashq growth mindset. So this is that growth mindset. I'm sure your teachers have talked about it, hopefully, with you, that growth mindset, okay? It's not yet, they always say, like, I don't know that yet, okay? I don't know how to dribble yet, okay? So that growth mindset. I don't know how to use programming yet, okay? I need to learn, and I need to get an opportunity to learn. So at Hrashq, we believe in a foster mindset that empowers every athlete to grow. We want every single athlete to grow. So no matter what ability, what level you're at, we assess and then we go from there. We don't set limits and we don't say, you can't. I really hate, I've been around, like I said, I've been around the special ed field, and I have behavioralists come up to me. I have teachers come up to me. I have other teachers and say, they can't. They can't do that. They won't be able to do that. No, don't do that. They can't do that. That drives me crazy, and I literally get angry at them because I just can't, it just drives me crazy. So we need to have that growth mindset. Okay, we need to try. We push it to the limit, and then we pull back if we need to. Keep pushing and then pull back. Again, remember, if you guys remember from last year, okay, we are detectives, okay? We are constantly thinking to try to improve behavior and performance. So, yes, we can. When faced with challenges, we embrace, if I can't, I will. Not just for you guys, but also for our athletes and also for our parents. So I've had parents come up to me almost in tears, and their child is, I would say, acting up or having a difficult day, and they're like, Coach Beard, does this get ever better? And I can promise them it does. Because I've been doing this for 20 years, over 20 years. I worked all the way through college, working with kids with disabilities, adults with disabilities. It does get better, but it takes work and belief. If you don't believe, nothing will change. This mindset inspires our athletes, coaches, and community to push past limits, grow with resilience, and celebrate every victory, big or small, Joey, big or small. So every single time our athletes accomplish something, we celebrate it. We celebrate it. And to be honest with you, doesn't that sound like a great coach or a great teacher? Everything you do better, they celebrate you. Or oh man, you've faced adversity or something you can't do, and you start doing it. It's kind of like my daughter with bike riding, right? When she kept falling and she'd get frustrated and she'd jump off the bike and cry and scream. But eventually, after a lot of work and practice, she was able to ride. And she's so proud of herself. Now she wants to ride everywhere. Ride to school, ride to 7-Eleven, everywhere. Okay, strengths and challenges. Strengths, so it's something we're good at but can always continue to improve on. So if you're a major league pitcher, okay, they're constantly trying to get better, obviously, right? They're constantly trying to get better. They know their strength is they're a professional baseball player. They can throw the ball, okay? But they're constantly working to perfect it, okay? So, and then challenges. Challenges, something we are not good at yet. Everybody say it. Not good at yet. And this is a belief, guys. It's a belief that we can change, that everyone can change, everyone can improve. So what I want you guys to do with your groups, talk about it. What is a strength of yours? And can we all improve on strengths? And then what is a challenge of yours? Should we be embarrassed of our own weaknesses or challenges? So I'm going to randomly call upon people. So please talk to the person next to you. Please sit up and talk to the people next to you. I'll give you about 2-3 minutes. Here we go. Ready? Get set. Go. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. All right. Here we go. Let's share. Okay. Here we go. You can share as a group. Share as a group. Share as a group. Okay. Strengths and weaknesses, or tell somebody else at your table their strengths and weaknesses. You don't have to name them. Okay.
Being very welcoming towards others and open-minded is a strength. And a challenge is being more patient with others.
With others, being more patient with others. Wow. Anybody else want to add one to this group? All right. You guys got to talk up.
She can say strength.
Strengths is communicating, and weaknesses is listening.
So, strength? Sorry.
Communicating to others. Strengths is communicating to others, and weaknesses is listening.
So communicating, she's very good at communicating, but she needs to work on is, okay? So that's very nice. Okay, let's go ahead. This group. Oh, what? Go ahead.
Wait, hold on.
Stand up.
Strengths is that we're very understanding, and challenges is that we need to work on our patience and not be super impatient.
So work on patience, and then strength was very understanding. Her strength was. Can you go get the suckers? Go get the suckers. I'm going to actually bribe you guys. We're going to play a little game here in a second. Okay. How about this group?
Strengths is that I'm athletic, and weaknesses is. Strengths is that I'm athletic, and weaknesses is. I'm a bad communicator.
So strengths, she said strengths is she's athletic. Can you get the lollipops from the back so I can... Strengths, she's athletic. And then what was your weakness? Communication. So communication. Okay, here we go. Let's go ahead. Come back here. Come back here. Who would like to talk to this group? Stand up. Ready to talk loud. You're gonna get yelled at. Not from me.
So I would say when I was talking to Shant, he said that his strength is that he's very smart, but he has weakness with procrastination.
Waiting to the last minute. Waiting to the last minute. Nice. So I'm going to bribe you guys. We're going to have a little bit of a game right here. Raise your hand if you spoke on the speaker. Okay. You guys get a lollipop. We're going to start passing lollipops around. Now we're going to play a game, guys. So this is our dum-dum. Okay. We're going to give you a lollipop every time you do something awesome. So if you're sitting up straight, you're talking, you're going to throw you a lollipop. I will give a lollipop for people that are not paying attention, too, and I'll hit you in the head. Okay. I'm joking, kind of. But we're going to actually play a game. We're going to find out, you have your table, each individual table. The team with the most amount of rappers get to pick the word of the day first practice. So we have, every practice we have a word of the day. So today, like I would say, it's like smile. I started off with telling you guys, smile. Okay? So you guys did an awesome job, so you get to have the sucker. If you want to keep it there, that's fine, but the wrapper stays on your table. The table with the most amount of rappers gets to pick the word of the day for the first practice. Give me a thumbs up if you understand. Okay, do we get everybody else? Anybody say something already? They're doing an awesome job. Awesome. Okay. Can you do that? Or you're going to do that? Click on the next one. Okay, Hrashq mentality, okay? Focus on effort, not outcome. Effort. Does your athlete try their best? Do they show improvement? Okay, we have to look for the small things. Look for the small things. Celebrate small wins and daily progress. So for a lot of our athletes, it might be, hey, you know what? I actually paid attention. I did the activities for 5 minutes. And then next week, guess what? It might be 7 minutes, and then 10 minutes. And people, raise your hand if you've been a coach before for us. Okay? Awesome, awesome. Okay, a lot of these coaches know what I'm talking about. They might see like, man, I can't do it. This is difficult. This is difficult. But by the year 2, by year 3, okay, we see a huge improvement. And we have the same kid that was sitting there for 5 minutes, can only do an activity for 5 minutes. Now they're doing a full practice. Now they're going 60 minutes. Now they're going to all of our events, and they're performing well. That's a huge, huge job you guys just did. And that's where we celebrate the small wins, the small progress, and we know good things will happen. If we improve the behavior, the performance will improve. Okay? We improve the behavior, your physical performance will improve. That's for everyone. That's maybe focusing in and listening in class. Staying off your cell phone. Okay? So, self-control. Okay, turn mistakes into learning moments, okay? Mistakes into learning moments. Again, it's okay. We're growing. We make mistakes. We're human. Okay, but we're pushing forward. We're trying to improve. Build confidence through consistency. I can't say it enough. Consistency. You being there every week is super important. For a lot of our kids, they need that consistency, the same coach. Also, directions. Our practice routine is consistent because our kids thrive in that consistency. Don't you thrive in consistency? Routine, Joey? Like working out every day, eating healthy. I teach summer school. I had 3 weeks off. I could not wait to go back to teaching because I love routine. And I know, okay, routine benefits us, everyone. Routines benefit everyone. So if that's getting up at a certain time, working out, eating correctly, okay, routines benefit everyone, okay? All right, I'm going to pass it over to Coach Devine.
Hey guys, my name is Coach Devine. A little bit about me and how I ended up here at Hrashq. A few years ago, I was in high school. All you guys are in high school, right? Nods, yes. I was in high school, going into college. I wanted to get good grades, get into a good college. And my mom gave me the idea, to add on to your resume, you've always been involved in sports, always been involved with working out. Why don't you start something on the side, work with special needs, help them work out. When you get into college, you could just focus on your studying, focus on becoming a doctor. When I became a coach, or when I started working with special needs, as Coach Beard said, I found my purpose. I loved seeing change in the population I was helping. I loved helping younger kids achieve their goals and achieve things they never thought they could possibly achieve. That's why I'm part of Hrashq. That's why I am in the position I am here today, because I love helping. I love making a change. A small little story that's always stuck with me. I've worked with a small kid. He's diagnosed with autism, always a tippy-toe walker, so he never walked flat feet. And he was never able to really walk correctly or, communicate his needs because he was nonverbal. Can you guys hear me correctly? I don't know if it's loud enough, but through practice over the year, Mom would always come to me and tell me, I don't know if my son will ever be able to walk normally, be able to communicate normally with his neurotypical peers. Over time, I told her, it's just about consistency, as Coach Beard said. Routine, consistency, keep bringing them in. We're going to be working with them. A year later, she shared a story with me. She took her son to Target. First thing he did was run flat foot all the way to the toy section to pick out a toy he wanted. Now, that's my story where I know I've made a change in someone's life. I've changed that mom's life forever. So that's why I'm here. But let's kind of get into who we work with, what disabilities are, and all about that. So as time goes on, this picture is pretty, it's not recent, is it? A couple years back, so I'm sure the statistics is even more, but I'm just gonna go off this image right here. 61 million adults in the United States live with a disability. Now, a disability is a big range. It could be very light or it could be severe, but almost everyone you encounter will have some sort of disability. So it's very important to be accepting, encouraging, and open to the people around you, and accept them with open hands, no matter what. So the CDC describes a disability as any condition of the mind or body that makes it more difficult for a person with the condition to do certain activities and interact with the world around them. Now again, it's any condition. It could be severe. It could be as simple as me having a hard time communicating with my peers, with people in my sport team. It doesn't have to necessarily mean I'm on a wheelchair or I'm not able to go out and run a mile. So with a raise of hands, how many of you know or have worked with someone with a disability, special needs? Oh, wow. I love to see that. I love to see the exposure and you guys being involved. Don? So let's go through the couple disabilities that we work with here at Hrashq, primarily being autism. Autism is a developmental disorder or variable severity that is characterized by difficulty in social interaction and communication, and by restricted or repetitive patterns of thought and behavior. You'll see a lot of this. I think this is the majority of the group of kids we work with here at Hrashq, where a lot of the times they have a hard time socializing with the people around them. They have a hard time holding conversations. It's very surface level. Yes, no, I want this, I want that. And a lot of times you might see very repetitive behavior such as clapping hands, flapping hands, spinning around. We call it stimming. We'll get into that in a little bit. Down syndrome, as most of you guys have learned in your biology classes or in school, especially a lot of individuals who are in college and learning. It's a cognitive disorder arising from a chromosomal defect causing intellectual impairment and physical abnormalities, including short stature and a broad facial profile that arises from the 21st chromosome. We also work with a lot of individuals with intellectual disability, or we like to call it ID. A disability characterized by significant limitations, both intellectual functioning, learning, problem solving, and adaptive behavior. A smaller group of individuals we work with here have OI, orthopedic impairment. A severe impairment of skeletal, muscular, or neuromuscular system that could limit a person's mobility, caused by cognitive anomalies such as spina bifida or skeletal deformity. Now, we don't label here at Hrashq, and I want you guys to understand this. We're very accepting. As Coach Beard said, we're very accepting. We like to celebrate every win, every small step, every victory. That's one thing when I came into Hrashq, I loved seeing and why I love being here. Every single one of our staff and every single one of our athletes treat these athletes like their family. I love seeing that, where a coach comes in, goes up to their athlete, "Hey John, how you feeling? How's your day going? You ready to get it? Let's get it done today, man. You ready? How was your day? How was your weekend?" I love seeing that because this kid, it means the world to them. They don't have this outside of here. This might be the only extracurricular activity they have where they're able to come in and feel included, feel part of a community. So it's our responsibility to give that to them, to give them that outreach. As autism being I want to say the broadest or the majority of the athletes we work with, let's kind of go into the characteristics of it. And some we call it symptoms, you might say. So a big component is the social and the communication, where we might have kids who are nonverbal, not being able to talk. So in this case, a lot of the times the family might come in, we call it AC device, a communication device, where they have a little small tablet or iPad, and a lot of the times they're able to pick water, break, more, coach, mom. So they're able to communicate through a device. Now, as your job as a coach, if you do have an athlete who has an AC device, a communication device, it's your responsibility to get involved with the parent. Ask the parent, "Hey mom, what's the best way I could use this device to best support your child's needs? Is there a certain break activity he likes that I'm able to implement or reward him with so that so the athlete feels comfortable around me and able to express himself?" Repetitive behaviors and interests, repetitive movement, hand flapping, jumping, rocking, may repeat the same thing over and over again, fixated on certain interests. Now, as I said, this is stimming. So you might see a lot of the athletes, if they get too excited, especially because of the lights, because of the noise, because of the music playing, because there might be 50 different people in here. Our athletes might get excited. They might start clapping, jumping, shaking their hands. Now it's our job as coaches to identify this as, we call it overstimulation or repetitive behaviors. You might have them sit down, calm down, take deep breaths, have them be able to regulate themselves, for them to be able to focus and to be fully engaged in the routine and the practice. Now, sensory sensitivities. This kind of goes into the repetitive behaviors and the overstimulation. A lot of the kids in here, as I mentioned, might be very sensitive to lights, to noise, to loud bangs, to fast movements. So it's, again, your job as a coach to approach the parent. "Hey, is there certain aspects I should watch out for when it comes to working with your child? Maybe if I clap really loud or speak too loudly, your child might not like it, might close their ears." So it's your job. We'll let you know too, as our part as the coaches, we'll identify it and we'll guide you. We're always there, me and the athletic directors, Coach Beard. We're always there to help you guys. We're always there to support you. Catherine's over there, Vaughn's here. We have experienced volunteers. Don't be afraid to ask, because we want to help you be able to help these athletes the best that we can. Remember to be consistent, prompt, wait, and be positive. Now, as we mentioned, consistency is key. I've been doing this for many, many years. Coach Beard's been doing this for many, many years. And I'm sure you guys have been too. The best way to get a best result on a high school test grade or your finals is consistency. Consistently study, put in the routine, put in the work, and then you will see results. Prompt, we'll get into that a little bit later when we get into the coaching, how to actually work with these kids. Some kids, if you just tell them what to do, they might not understand. So how are you properly supposed to prompt them and actually help them do what they're supposed to do? Now wait. Sometimes you might not get a response within the first 5 to 30 seconds. It might take some time for our athletes to process the information that you're telling them. Give them that time. Don't, "Hey, you got to do this, you got to do this, you got to do this." Give them some time to process, because they might understand what you're saying. It just takes them a second to get it, to get their body moving, and to be able to respond to the appropriate action that you want them to do. Now, be positive. Again, I've mentioned this, Coach Beard's mentioned this, and you guys will definitely see it at the practices. Being positive is the driving component as to why these athletes come here every single week. Being positive makes them feel included, makes them feel a part of a team, especially when we run basketball games, soccer games. When an athlete scores, the whole gym just starts cheering, and it's the best feeling in the world. Coach Beard, you want to take?
All right. My favorite part. Hamburger. The hamburger. All right. So how do we give? So this is our strategy, our pedagogy. How to give positive, constructive feedback. So how to give positive, constructive feedback. So when you go to school, positive, constructive feedback usually is like a sandwich. Okay. So you got bread and you got some meat, some deli meat, and then you got another piece of bread, right? A sandwich. But I've changed it to a hamburger. I like huge hamburgers. Okay? Not just those like thin smash burgers, you know what I mean? Like they press it down. I mean, I like those. Those are good. But we used to call them in Michigan, it was a bar burger. So we'd go like this hole-in-the-wall bar, and you would have this huge burger. Okay, this meat. Just a lot of meat. And you have a bun on top, and you have another bun on the bottom. I mean, and you bit into this. Oh my gosh. It was amazing. Like the juices would be dripping down your chin. It was, I mean, it's disgusting, but it's, dude, it's amazing. Have one of those kind of burgers? Huge burgers? No? Like I've perfected it, okay? I love to cook, so I perfected the burger skills, the giant bar burgers, as we call them now, cabin burgers, because when we go to my buddy's cabin, I make these burgers. And these are a pound, I think they're a pound. They're a pound each. You put green onions in it, okay, green onions. You put 1 egg per pound, okay? And then you put this like Worcestershire sauce. It's like this special burger sauce. You mix it in, and it, oh my gosh. I take a bite of it, Gary, and the juices are just streaming down my chin. Okay, so obviously I like meat. So why, Coach Beard, why are you talking about this? And why are you so weird? Because we're getting to our point. So the hamburger model. So the top of the bun, we're going to say something like a strength. So we're going to say begin with something the athlete is doing well. Okay, example, your ready position looks amazing. Nice position. Or just simple, nice position. Nice ready position. The meat. Remember that juicy hamburger? Coach Beard loves it. Okay? We're going to clearly state this is the constructive feedback. So that, who cares about the lettuce? Who cares about the tomato? Who cares about the bread, right? It's the meat. That is the what you want to change. That's the delicious part, right? It's a thing that you want to change. So it's clearly state what to improve and how to improve it. So try to keep your head up while dribbling. So that's what we want to improve, right? They're doing a good job with the ready position, okay? But they're keeping their head down while they dribble. So we want their head to be what? Up. That's what we want to work on. And then the bottom bun. Reinforce positivity. Finish with encouragement or another positive observation. Reinforce their effort, physical skills, or attitude. Your attitude's amazing, and your follow-through looks strong. Keep it up. And then you say maybe just simple words like amazing follow-through. And then give what? Don't bring soft stuff. Come on. Yes. Yes. We don't bring soft high fives around here. Okay, so again, top of the bun, that is something positive. You can always find something positive. Even if it is maybe just standing in eye contact. Oh, great eye contact, okay? But we need to focus on Coach Beard, okay? But again, awesome eye contact, okay? If you don't have anything to say to your athlete, you can't figure out what to correct or what to change, say something positive. Create that relationship, and that is huge. Creating a relationship is huge. Okay, applying the hamburger model. This is positive constructive feedback. Behavioral skill feedback. So the top of the bun, Tim, I love your energy. The meat, let's use that energy to listen to Coach Beard. Okay, add visual prompt, maybe point to Coach Beard. Bottom bun, great job listening and staying on task. Why this works? It builds connection, gives clear direction, reinforces success. If I'm constantly saying something positive, think about that positive person in your life, the positive teacher, and they're saying, oh, that's an amazing job, always saying positive, and then all of a sudden they say something positive, and they say, you know what, can you just focus up here a little bit more during class? But you know what, I do care about you. They start hearing, all they hear is these positive notes. Of course, they want you to change a little bit, but they're always, you know that person cares about you. Okay, physical skill feedback. Tim is throwing a softball for distance. So he's throwing a softball for distance. Top bun, great step, Tim. So he's stepping to his non-dominant foot. Okay, so that's good. Nice form. Okay, add a smooth follow through for more distance. So follow through across. So we're working on the follow through. The bottom bun, nice effort. That step looks sharp or amazing. Or you can just say, great step. Why it works, again, reinforces good form, gives clear adjustment, and praise is effort. Okay, next one. Another strategy we use, and you guys gonna get to analyze our veteran coaches here in just a minute. So make sure you guys are listening and following directions. Daveen's handing out suckers to people that are listening, following direction. Remember our competition. So we have debaffs. Demonstrate. Physically show the skill. You want the athlete to learn. You're going to break down. B for breakdown. A for athlete performs the skill. Feedback. Now they give some kind of positive or constructive feedback. And then we go level of support. And we're going to talk about level of support in a little bit. Is it hand over hand? Is it physical prompts? Maybe you tap the shoulder. Okay, maybe you tap the leg for physical prompts for them to kick. Oh. Okay, and then we have independent. Okay, we want all of our athletes to be independent. Okay. And then level of support, we just talked about that. Okay, Hrashq pedagogy teaching, okay, the study of education. So consistency. We need you guys here, we need you consistently believing in this program, okay? I created the routine, the assessments, because from what worked, and it's been practiced several times, through my special ed background, my physical education background, and my adapted PE background. Okay, so again, consistency. Believe in the program, be consistent, working with your athletes, be consistently here. Hamburger model is positive, constructive feedback. Again, this works. This is proven, guys. Please make sure you use it. If you can't figure out what to say, you are going to say what? Something positive. Something positive. Okay, debaffs. What's the D stand for? Demonstrate. What's the B stand for? Breakdown. Coach, get these guys. Okay, what is, raise your hand. What's the A stand for? Raise your hand so we can get you some suckers.
Athlete performance.
Athlete performs. Excellent. Okay, what does the F mean?
Feedback.
Feedback. Okay, feedback. Give your athlete feedback. Okay, what does the S mean?
Support.
Support. Level of support. Does anybody remember the level of support? We all want our athletes to be independent. What's the next one? Veteran coaches, you should know this. What's level of support, or 3 levels of support we do on our assessment? We have independent, then what?
Physical prompts.
Physical prompts, excellent. Physical prompts, so touching maybe the leg, touching the hand, maybe giving sport, okay? Touching the hand to throw. Anybody else? And what's the last one?
Hand over hand.
Hand over hand. Hand over hand means you are doing it for them, hand over hand, okay? So they can get involved. Okay, Hrashq teaching model, rooted in structure, support, and high expectations. So I've coached high school wrestling, I've coached high school football, and the same intensity, people call me intense, or scary sometimes, okay? So I bring the same intensity to these practices as I would when I was coaching high school wrestling or high school football, because I truly believe in our athletes, all athletes, okay? So we need you guys to be here, and I expect you to do your job and create relationships. Okay, so positive, constructive, using the DBAS methods, a hamburger model, and positive, constructive feedback. Our pedagogy teaching, go ahead. You ready for the tennis balls? Tennis balls? Tennis balls? Equals success. Okay, click on it. Nope, go back. Okay, we have an activity for you. We're a little bit early. Oh my gosh. Half of the group, half of each table gets a tennis ball. So we're going to be handing out tennis balls. So our pedagogy, teaching, coaching, and action. Okay, now you guys are going to participate. Okay, this interactive activity helps you apply Hrashq teaching model. Again, rooted in structure and high expectations. We're going to be using the DBAFs, demonstrate, break down, athlete perform, feedback, and support. And we're going to use the hamburger model. Remember that disgusting hamburger that Coach Beard was talking about, okay? Or that amazing hamburger. I will have one at the end of this. I always do. I always send the board a picture of me eating that, not me eating it, but a picture of the hamburger I eat after this, okay? So divide into 2 groups. We're going to split our table into half, okay? So you guys can come together and join them, okay? Everyone, half your table should have a tennis ball. So if you have, that's fine. You can. Why don't you join them? Yeah. Okay. Half of the table should have a tennis ball. They're coming. Just bring it around. Okay. Let's listen first, and then we'll get you a tennis ball. Okay. We're going to split your table into 2 groups. One group will be coaches. The other will be athletes. Okay. You get to choose. Hold on, Vaughn. I need you on there. Yeah, scroll down. Choose a skill. Pick one of the following tennis ball skills to focus on. You're going to focus on catching. Which one do you want to do? Catching, throwing, dribbling, toss up and catch it, or bowling. Okay, so you're going to choose one of those skills. So talk right now, decide what you're going to do. Athletes, what skill are you going to do? Athletes, the person with the tennis ball. Decide what skill you're going to do. What skill are you going to do? Who needs a tennis ball? Who needs a tennis ball? Hopefully I have enough. Get that one. All right, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, time. Okay, that's my trigger. So we talk about trigger and teaching. Okay, that's my trigger. So when I do a countdown, that's my trigger to count down. I talk sometimes in the third person. Okay, to actually, so when Coach Beard says freeze, you're going to freeze. Ready, get set, go, freeze. Okay, it's not because Coach Beard has a huge ego. It's because our kids do better with that, or you do better with that. My trigger is a little bit longer, especially when I'm working with kids with disabilities. We'll wait 1 second for Gary. Come on, I need you to stay there, dude. I don't know what happened. You can't do Bluetooth. Come on, guys, what happened?
It was never plugged in, Coach. It was plugged in, but it wasn't doing anything. Shut down. It's all hooked up.
Everybody listening to me real quick? Here we go, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Eyes and ears up here, please. Okay, while we fix the computer, we didn't get a charge there. We're gonna have you guys, so those people are gonna be the athletes. They're gonna demonstrate the skill. Coaches, you will be the ones that are coaching. So first one, you need to do what? What's the DBAFs? Demonstrate. You're demonstrating the skill you want to do, they want to do. Then you're going to do what? Break down, maybe into 2 steps. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Maybe 3 steps, maybe 4 steps. Okay, then what? Then you hand the tennis ball to the athlete. The athlete will perform it. Then you say F for feedback. So you're giving some kind of feedback. Obviously, we want them to improve, so we do positive, constructive feedback, or that giant, disgusting hamburger. Okay, remember that? Amazing hamburger. Remember the meat is the most important thing. Okay, and then what? Support. What do you need to do to get that person performing that skill? Okay, so then, after that person does it, I'm gonna do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'll tell you guys to freeze, and then we're gonna have a couple people demonstrate, a couple groups demonstrate. And then we're gonna switch roles. So the athlete will become the coach will become the athlete. Does everybody have enough tennis balls? Give me a thumbs up. All right, hey, look, we have all this area over here. We have all this area over here. They're working on making sure the computer is charging this time. Okay, here we go. You're gonna spread out. You're gonna spread out when When Coach Beard says go. Watch it, be careful, here we go. Ready, get set, go. Spread out. Feedback, demonstrate, break down, athlete performs, feedback, support. Ahead. I'm going to start calling upon people. Okay, we're going to have your whole group. We're going to actually come up. Don't look shocked. Don't look scared. Okay, we're going to call a group, table up. We're going to have you guys do this skill that you're working on. So we have the athletes and coaches. I want to try to get proper feedback. Okay, I want to see DBAFs. So demonstrate, break down, athlete performs, feedback, and what is it? Support, thank you. All right, here we go. Who wants suckers? Dum-dums. I'm gonna pick this table right here. Let's go, this table, get up. Take your tennis balls. Yep, all of you, let's go. Remember, this is a learning experience. It is okay if you make mistakes. Let's go, come on up. Okay, so what skill are we working on? Catching. Okay, so they're working on catching. All of you guys are doing catching? Yes? Okay, all of you doing catching? So is it toss and catch? Toss up and catch? Okay. So what should we see first, guys? Demonstrate. So are we talking to are we talking to our athletes? No. We're saying focus in. I'm going to demonstrate the skill of tossing and catching. Here we go. Let's see how they do. Now, coaches, do you think you guys should all be standing in front of a line, or should you stand in front of your athlete? Spread out, spread out. Come on down here. Come down here. Spread out. That doesn't mean get closer. I mean spread out. All right. So first one, coaches, well, why don't we have the coaches on the other side, switch sides, so you can focus the group. All right, here we go. You may begin. So they're going to demonstrate. Demonstrate? Nope, demonstrate. We're not talking, we're demonstrating. So let's do tossing and catching to ourselves. Tossing and catching to ourselves. Okay, do it a couple times. We're demonstrating, we're not talking. We're saying, look. We're not tossing to our partner. Toss it up, catch it. You're teaching it. Okay, now we're going to do what? Break down. And we haven't taught breakdown yet. We're going to have 4 critical points, or we're going to at least have 2 or 1, possibly knowing our athlete. So now we break it down. So now we're teaching. How do we break down the skill? So maybe first is ready position. My knees are bent, my chest is up. Then I put my palm up. That's my ready position for tossing and catching myself. Then I'm going to lift up, and then it's going to come down and I'm going to catch. Maybe that's a simple one. Here we go. You guys break down the skill. To yourself. To yourself. Don't toss at your partner. You're demonstrating. Go ahead. Break it down. Break it down. Break it down. I want to hear it. Say it. Use your words. What are you doing? Say your words. Go. Tell her.
I'm throwing it.
Up.
Throwing it up.
Good, good, good. At least you broke it down to 2 steps. Throw it up and catch. Throw it up and catch. Okay, now what's the next one? Athlete performs. So where does the ball go? To our athlete. Okay, so now the athlete performs the skill you were teaching. Go ahead. Good, you're watching, you're observing. Okay, are they doing what's asked of you? Okay, remember, you can say positive things right now. Okay, now we have feedback. So we want to use positive, constructive feedback. So what do they say? What's the first one you should say? What should you say? Great job. If you can be specific, even better. Okay, then what? Remember the hamburger. Then something you can improve on. So what would you say for her? So be more focused, and then you say something positive at the end. What's another positive thing? Tell her. So you catch it, okay? So good grip, okay? And then level of support. Support. So what do you need? Is it independent? Can they do it independently? Yes or no? Yes. So that's great. Okay, clap it up for them. Clap it up for them. We go, you guys suckers, that whole table. All right, let me get my veteran table. Where's a veteran table? It's been around a while. All right, let's go. Let's get, did you guys work by yourself or did you work with the whole group? Oh, 4 of you? Yes? Okay, you guys 4, get up. Let's go. Let's go. You guys got to earn those suckers, those dum-dums. You got to earn those dum-dums. Let's quickly get up here, please. We're running out of time. The schedule's a little bit off. Okay, here we go. So first off, we should see demonstrate. Face your athlete. Do you have another tennis ball? Here we go. Okay, good. Face your athlete. So I should see demonstrate. Go ahead, go. Okay, then what? Athlete performs. No cell phones, please. Put them away now. All right, we'll take them. Athlete performs. Sorry, breakdown. I apologize. Joey called me out. Breakdown. Okay, then athlete performs. Athlete performs. Then you give feedback. Positive, constructive feedback. Joey, what do you say? Positive? What's constructive? What's another positive thing they're doing well?
Your ready position was very good. I like how you had your knees bent. You could have thrown the ball a little higher, but overall your arms and your mechanics are very good.
And that hamburger, oh man, that was good. That was good. All right, here we go. Then what? What's next? Feedback and level of support. Okay, are they doing it independent? Do you need hand over hand, or do you need physical prompts? What did our group need? Did they need any of them? Or what did they need? Independence. We want all of our athletes, we want you guys to be independent. We want you guys in everything we do. We want to search for independence. We want to drive towards independence. All right, clap it up for them. Clap it up for them. Good job. All right.
For the past 5 years, the Habesyan Family Foundation, headed by Mr. Jiro Habesyan, who has been a strong supporter of the Homenetmen Hrashq program and who has been a volunteer of Hrashq himself, him and his son, Rafi Habesyan, have been extending the Homenetmen Hrashq Volunteer of the Year Award in memory of our late Queer Alin Habesyan, who was a founding member of Homenetmen Hrashq. On this occasion, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to Jiro for donating $2,000 to our program, and he has been contributing on a yearly basis. Thank you very much, Jiro. And I would like to invite our board member, Queer Alin Chorbajan, to present a biography of our late Queer Alin.
In 2021, Homenetmen Hrashq lost one of its founding committee members, Queer Alin Habesyan, who left us after a long battle with cancer. Having worked with children with disabilities at the Exceptional Children's Foundation and having volunteered for the Punic program for the disabled in Armenia, she was invited to work in the Homenetmen Hrashq founding committee to lay the foundation for Hrashq to participate in the 43rd Navasartian Games, which was a success. She proudly marched at the closing ceremonies alongside Yekhbar Jiro and her husband, and Yekhbar Rafi, her son. Later, Queer Alin also served on Hrashq's fundraising committee to secure the necessary funds for the program to thrive and expand. For years, Queer Alin worked on various committees within Homenetmen, as well as the Armenian Relief Society, where she assumed leadership positions. Alin was genuinely a kind and compassionate person who loved children. She knew how to engage with them, listen to them, and make each child feel seen. Everyone can fondly remember her angelic smile and her gentle demeanor during Hrashq's participation at the first Navasartian Games in 2018. She radiated positive energy and kindness during the medal ceremony, which helped keep the children at ease. Whether it was with a high five or a tickle, she encouraged them to approach the podium and handed them their well-deserved medals. Alin was a devoted wife to Yekhbar Jiro and an incredibly nurturing mom to Yekhbar Rafi, both of whom have volunteered for Hrashq since day one. To honor the memory of Queer Alin, the Habesyan family, through the Habesyan Family Foundation, has established an award for an outstanding Homenetmen Hrashq volunteer. The Alin Habesyan Volunteer of the Year must meet the following criteria. They must be nurturing, patient, kind, and exemplary in their dedication to serve Hrashq and the gifted athletes. They must be dependable, positive, cooperative, and flexible. They must consistently go above and beyond to have a positive impact on the athletes, parents, and volunteers. I would like to invite Yekhbar Jiro to present the award and ask Armand to announce this year's winner. Thank you.
So just a couple words on the recipient of this award. It's said that if you really want to know somebody, you don't look at the big acts or actions in their life, but you look at the details of their life and you'll really see who they are. When you look at the details of this coach's service, you see how she works with a very challenging athlete, and she works and is consistent with him day in and day out. She helps out at the booth whenever we need her to help. She always helps clean up. What you start seeing is that these details don't just become acts, but they stack up into something like a pulse. And that reveals something, which is that her service is rooted in her heart. When someone's service is rooted in their heart, they don't try to serve. It's just in their nature. Just like your heart pumps your blood throughout your whole body without trying. That's the stuff that inspires people. That's true power serving the community. And I don't know anyone more deserving of this award. I would like to invite Yakhbar Giro to say a couple more words and reveal the recipient.
Thank you very much. One of the first recipients of the award, Armand. Thank you. He sets the bar very high. So good morning, everyone. All these beautiful faces. Who's here at a Hrashq anything event for the first time? Let me see your hands. Wow, awesome. So when you serve, in my mind, you're doing God's work. So everybody here today, whether you realize it or not, by serving others the way you do, selfishly volunteering, you're serving God. That's always first and foremost for me, for my family. Aline was very, very devout in her faith. So good morning to you, and just a reminder that that's what you're doing. As Kuir Aline Chorbajan said, Aline was doing God's work every day. You can talk to her. I was with her for 39 years. We met in junior high school. So if you ask me, our son Rafi, anybody here, her friends, strangers, they're all going to tell you the same thing. She had this amazing, magnificent, room-lightening smile, and she was just always very kind and generous with everyone. So I think it's very fitting that this award be named after someone like her, and I'm so grateful to have had her for such a long time as my best friend in life. So on behalf of my son, myself, my family, our Habesyan Family Foundation Board of Directors, one of whom, Yakhbar Varant Vartabedian, is here also. We want to congratulate the person who today, all of you are doing great work, but she exemplifies how to take that great work to the next level. So it gives me great honor and privilege. Any drummers? Can we have a drum roll? No, it's okay. Well, very good. Nice, nicely done. So the award reads, the Aline Habesyan Hrashq Volunteer of the Year is presented to this person, in recognition of exemplary commitment and dedication, August 24, 2025. And this year's recipient is Rita Garabed. Congratulations, Rita. You want to, anything to say to these amazing people?
Hrashq has been a really important part of my life. I've really enjoyed doing it the past 3-4 years now, so I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Awesome. Great job.
Sorry, guys. All right. All right, so here we go. We're going back to right now. We're going to get a little more. Our athletes are coming in. We're going to actually have our veteran coaches. Veteran coaches, come on up. Let's clap it up for our veteran coaches demonstrating today. Come on up, come on up. Get ready to go, guys. Get ready to go. Get your soccer balls. Get everything you're ready to go. The rest of us are going to take this seminar Hrashq coach athlete observation. This one that's on the screen. Take it out. You should have one per every 2 to 3 people. One for every 2 to 3 people. I literally tree printing all these things off yesterday. So you should all have this. Whose one is this? 2 to 3 people should have one. The next one I want you guys to grab is the hierarchy. Now we don't need the basketball, but we need the soccer, because our athletes are going to be performing the skills of soccer. Our athletes are going to be performing the skills of soccer. Everybody get this sheet out. It says soccer hierarchy. I want you to take the next couple minutes, just look over it. Now the highlighted area, we're going to talk about 4 critical points in just a little bit, but this is our targeted skill. We want all of our athletes performing this targeted skill. That is our goal, right? Okay, so first one, soccer dribbling. What highlighted, can somebody read it out loud? Okay, read out loud. What is our targeted skill for soccer dribbling? Should be on the first page. Please work together. Put it in the middle. You're not looking at the right one, dude. This is soccer dribbling. Get this up. Soccer dribbling. Everybody looking at it? What number is our targeted skill? Number 8. People said 8. So I'm going to read it out loud. Dribbles using both feet with control, eyes up intermittently. Means up sometimes. But using both feet with control. So is able to dribble forward, able to dribble back with control. Are we giving thumbs up? We're all good? Okay. So we're going to watch our athletes. There's going to be 3 lanes. There's going to be 1 lane here. Girls, pay attention, please. There's going to be 1 lane here. You are going to be watching these athletes. You are going to pick 1 athlete in your lane. Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Okay. I feel like the president sometimes. Here we go. Stay in your lane. So we're going to pick one of the athletes that's in this area. You're going to write their name down. Okay? You will have, everyone will be doing soccer dribbling. So this lane, and the last lane. You will be assessing them, the athlete, finding out where their present levels are. Where are they on the hierarchy? So what I would look at is that targeted skill. If they're not able to do it, where should you look? Somewhere before it, yes. So the beginners, I heard beginners, good job. If they can do it, and you see them doing more, you should look where? Intermediate or advanced. So turn it over, make sure you see it, the advance is on the backside. You will not just assess the athlete finding out where they're at, but you are going to assess our veteran coaches. You get to judge them, okay? You get to judge them or assess them. That was a bad, I got a bunch of dad jokes. So, bad dad jokes, okay? So you get to assess them. So first of all, DBAFs, everyone say it out loud. What does DBAF stand for? Demonstrate? What's the B stand for? Breakdown. What's the A stand for? Athlete performs. Then what? F stands for? Feedback. And then S for support. Then the next one thing, are they using the hamburger model? Positive, constructive feedback. Are they using it? Are they saying something positive to their athlete? Are they saying what? Constructive, something you want to change? And then are they saying it back? So you're going to say yes or no for those. Then you're going to give feedback to coach. What did they say positive? Give an example. What did they say? The meat, what did they want to improve on? And we can always improve. And then the next one is something positive at the end, girls. Pay attention, please. Then we're going to go the athlete skill hierarchy. So we're going to say current levels. You're going to estimate what their current levels are for passing. Put a number down. And then you're going to say why. And then you're going to pick something, one of the other numbers in advance. We're going to pick one of the other numbers in advance, downwards, to work on for the next week or the week. Give me a thumbs up if you understand. After we do this, guess what? So you guys understand different athletes and their abilities. These athletes will move to the middle. The middle will move to the left. Left will come all the way down to the other side. Are we all good? So you will have 3 people you assess. Now, tables, I don't want you to just assess one person. You guys decide between the 2 or 3, you can divide your table by 3 or 2 of the athletes. So we can get different athletes so we can talk about it. Give me a thumbs up, you understand. What was that? The whole thing? Oh, the table part. So Joey asked, explain the tables. So we're going to take the table. We're going to say, I have Daron, you have Monty, you have Kevin. Okay, and you give those examples. And our coaches will be here to tell who the athletes are. Are we thumbs up? We good? Joey, you good? Does that make sense? That way we can assess different people and we can talk about it. All right. Before we do, who are these? Somebody's? Which one? Both? All right. Here we go. Okay. Here. Katrin, you want to do some?
Okay. I'm going to just tell and just bring them. Wait.
Our first athlete is Alexander Darian. Our second athlete is Eliana Bahramian.
They are in the same group. Alexander and Eliana are in the same group. You can just say them. Yes.
Our third athlete is Monte Akchian. Our fourth athlete is Daron Karajanian. Okay.
I said Daron.
Our fifth athlete is Sam Kostanian. Our sixth athlete is David Aslanian. And our seventh athlete is Wahak Baghumian.
Let's go. Over there. Yeah. Yeah, Monte is here.
Sam, is that all of our athletes? Daron is supposed to be here, right? Did you introduce him? Did you introduce him? Katrin? Yeah, we did introduce Daron? Okay, Daron will be coming here. Talk to your table right now. Pick your athlete. Select your athlete. Select your athlete you're going to assess. And the coaches. Daron will be coming in the middle. You should have your soccer ball. Get ready to go. Coaches, get ready to go. Get your soccer balls, please. If you need pin, we're dribbling. Set up your cones, pins. Set up the pins, please. Or, cones, sorry. Set up the cones, please. Athletes, coaches. Start grabbing your thing. We're going to warm up real quick. What's my time? What's my time, dude? What's up, David? How are you? Okay, I'm going to go down the groups. So first one was dribbling. Vaughn, get ready to give dum-dums out. All right, I'm going to go down the groups. You need to tell me what athlete you assessed, okay? In the area of dribbling. First one is dribbling. Where you think their present levels are? Okay, what did the coach do well? Same thing with you guys. You had the center group, that first one. You're going to tell me what athlete you assessed. Hey, listen, if you guys are not sharing, I'm going to call upon a group. Everybody got it? So be ready to go. Same thing with you guys, dribbling. Who you assess, where you think their levels are, we'll have a conversation about it. I know it's a lot of material, guys. I know it's a lot of material. But I heard you guys were very smart and hard workers. All right, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Quiet, please. We're all sharing. Please pay attention. So right now we're coming down to this lane. Stay in your lane. So this lane, who are your 3 athletes you had down here for dribbling? Who was it? 2. Eliana and Alexander. Thank you. So what level, raise your hand. Did the coach use DBAFs? Raise your hand if you think the coach used DBAFs. DBAFs, demonstrate, breakdown, athlete performs. What could have they, then we have, did they use the hamburger model? Raise your hand, you think. You think they were constantly giving positive? You saw them giving high fives? I know it's tough because you can't hear, but okay. Where do you think, what could they have improved on, the coaches? Use the hamburger model. Raise your hand, please, or I'm going to call somebody. What did you have on your sheet? What do you have on your sheet? What did you do on your sheet? Raise your hand. Raise your hand or I'll call upon you. Raise your hand. So, Alexander, what did you put? Say it loud. Stand up. Stand up. Okay, this is for the coach. So use the hamburger model.
To improve?
Read what you have. Top one.
Okay, so for top one, we wrote that after multiple tries, he was very happy with his outcome, so he would get excited when he would dribble it into the goal. And we're talking about the coach? Okay. There was constant encouragement. He was constantly being encouraged, but there was a point where he sat on the floor, and it took a little while for him to get up, so if she could have gotten him up faster, that's the only improvement.
And what's the last one?
And then another positive. Yeah, she kept encouraging him to stand up, and then...
So again, sometimes we need a break. Sometimes our kids need a break, right? So we can give it to them. So maybe positive, there was always positive reinforcement, she was saying. Maybe we can encourage the athlete maybe to get up faster. That's the thing we want to correct, we want to work on. Okay, so more involvement for longer time. Okay, but she said that they were super positive working with Alexander. Does anybody want to do, what was the other athlete? Eliana. Okay, where's Alex at? Where do you guys think he's at? What number did you get him? What number did you get? I know we're learning. Remember, we were supposed to do the hierarchy. You were supposed to look at it. Where were they at?
Hi, everyone. I'm Lana.
And I'm Aline, and we're both speech-language pathologists, and we're here today to talk to you guys about some communication techniques that we think would be really beneficial when working with our Hrashq athletes.
So our first communication technique is getting on the athlete's level. Be in the athlete's line of sight when you give directions and communicate with them. That means getting close, about 1 to 1.5 feet away is the child's space.
The next technique is keep it simple. Use gestures like pointing, single words, and short sentences. Short sentences should be between 2 to 5 words per sentence. Provide direct instructions rather than asking a question. So that looks like instead of pass me the ball, you would say pass me the ball instead of can you pass me the ball, phrasing it as a question. Provide frequent models of target skills like bending their knees, bouncing the ball, kicking the ball. So an example of this would look like instead of saying, go get the ball and then bounce it 5 times, keep it simple. get the ball, bounce 5 times.
We also want to repeat frequently. So we would repeat instructions frequently or as needed, depending on the athlete. So you would give the instruction, provide processing time, so about 5 to 30 seconds, depending on the athlete's needs, and then repeat the instruction again if needed. So an example would be kick the ball, you would wait 5 to 30 seconds, and then repeat the instruction, kick the ball again if needed.
Remember to be patient and responsive. So allow the athlete time to react and respond. Keep in mind that many of our athletes are learning new skills, adjusting to a different environment, and meeting new people. Adjust your approach based on the athlete's facial expressions and body language. So let's look at a scenario. Athlete A had difficulty giving a bounce pass during basketball practice. You provided a model and repeated the instructions, however, he was still not able to follow through with the skill independently. You see that athlete A is frustrated. How can you adjust your approach based on their reaction? Does anybody want to share? Anybody have any ideas? So if you gave a verbal instruction and you repeated it, but he's still not understanding, what is something else you could do? Anybody want to take a guess? Yeah? Great. Okay, so he said, I'm going to repeat it so if you guys couldn't hear that. Reassure your athlete that he's doing a good job, so give positive feedback, and then maybe repeat the instruction again. That's great. Yes? Okay, she said you can give an example, so you mean maybe model, show him actually what it is you're asking him to do to complete the skill, okay? Beautiful, hand over hand. So another thing that we could work on is tactile cues, which is using touch. So a hand over hand model would be physically placing your hands over the athlete's hands to demonstrate the skill. So if the athlete is holding the basketball, then I would place my hands directly over their hands and then model the bounce pass for them. Those are all great. Thank you guys for participating.
Another technique is providing positive feedback. So provide frequent and specific positive feedback. So for example, an example of being specific would be instead of saying good job, we would say that was such a strong kick, nice job. But positive feedback could also be verbal, so like saying great pass. And it can also be gestural, like clapping, high fives, thumbs up.
So here we have a couple basic American Sign Language signs that are really beneficial when working with our athletes. So keep in mind that not everybody communicates verbally when we're talking about expressive language. Expressive language could be through gestures and through signs as well. So these are a couple here that are really simple, really easy to learn. We're going to practice them together. So we're going to kind of go down the list. So all done would be our two hands. Yes would be making a fist, and as if we're nodding our head up and down, yes. Help, it's like this, help. Please would be a rubbing motion like this. I'm gonna take a couple of the other ones.
More would be your two hands together. Yes. Thank you. No, it'd be like this. And then stop.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you're noticing, when she was doing the signs, she's also verbally producing the language. So it could also be hard if you're talking to your athlete and you're just going like this, they might not understand what that means. So you want to repeat, right? You want to take time, you want to give them the processing time, so all those things we were talking about. All done? Oh, okay, are you all done, right? You want to check in, you want to ask them one more time. Or, oh, maybe it wasn't all done and they do want more. But yes, these are some really quick signs to learn. They're really great and you can use them throughout your entire practice with these athletes. Yes. That's a good question. So she asked, what do you do if your athlete knows only sign language, but you don't? So starting with the basics, look, we don't expect any of you guys to be fluent in sign language, right? But knowing some of the basic signs will already kind of bridge that gap between you and your athlete, right? So it's still an expressive way to communicate. You're just used to expressing verbally. This is how he expresses through gesture and through sign. So even just learning a few of those signs would be really helpful. You can maybe, if you are paired with this athlete more than once, talk to the parents or come talk to one of the more seasoned coaches or someone who is in the field like a speech therapist, the ABA, the OT, and we can provide maybe additional help and, oops, sorry, can you hear me? Additional help and support moving forward. But yeah, even just knowing some of these basic signs will make your athletes and your kids feel a lot more comfortable with you. I hope that answers your question. Yeah, go for it.
Real quick, so the athlete she's talking about, I just told her, he can actually teach you sign language. So you say, he'll actually tell you what the sign is. So if you actually ask him, you know, what are you asking, or he'll actually sign it. Are you asking for the bathroom? He said, yeah, bathroom. Okay. So a really cool kid. And you guys got to remember, he's a little bit older. Or some of our athletes a little bit older. They didn't have communications devices. So the only way they could communicate was through what? Sign language. It's a beautiful language,
Okay, that's great. So I didn't know he was one of our older athletes too. So always be mindful of who it is that you're working with. Always look at all the things that your athletes can do. We're not looking at the things that they can't do. We're looking at what they're capable of doing. So that's wonderful. If he is someone who does know the signs, ask him, oh, what was the sign? You want more? Is that what you're asking for? How do you do more again? And let him show you, right? If it's someone who's younger, who's maybe still learning the signs, we could go back and, like I said, talk to another volunteer coach, talk to their parents, see what is best for that specific athlete that you're working with.
We also want to be mindful that every child and athlete communicates in different ways. If your athlete uses a communication device, it's recommended to provide breaks to check in with your athlete by giving them access to their device. So that means maybe going back to the parent and asking them, oh, maybe he wants to tell me something, and taking a break to check in.
Remember to always use person-first language. The importance of using person-first language is about value and respect. It's important to understand that our words have meaning and that choosing the right language puts the person before the disability. So instead of saying an autistic person, we would say a person who has autism.
So just a review of our key points. Remember, communication is individual. Every athlete communicates and understands instructions differently. Get on the athlete's level when communicating with them and providing directions. Keep it simple. Repeat frequently. Be patient and responsive. Use person-first language. Provide positive, specific feedback. And remember, don't forget to have fun. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. If anybody has questions, we can do a couple questions, if anybody does. If not, Lana and I are here. We'll be sitting in the back. If anybody has questions about other communication techniques, if you're just interested also in what speech therapy is and how to better work with our athletes, we'd be happy to answer any questions that you guys do have. Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Shelby Vargas, and I'm a special education teacher for students with extensive support needs. I'm sorry, I'm tired.
Hi, I'm Lisa Yeretzian, and I am a board-certified behavior analyst.
We're going to discuss with you challenging behaviors. So what is a behavior and how can we better support our athletes? What is a behavior? The way in which one acts or conducts oneself, especially towards others. There's a common saying in ABA that's if a dead man can do it, it's not a behavior. So behaviors are affected by the environment. Arrange the activities appropriately in order to set children up for success. Positive reinforcement is more effective than negative consequences. Always follow through. I know you've been hearing a lot about positive feedback. That falls in line with some positive reinforcement. We want to encourage our athletes to do the best. Can anybody give me an example of a behavior? So if a dead man can do it, it's not a behavior. So what is a behavior? Raise your hand. Yes? Am I going to run to you? Here.
The way one acts or conducts oneself, especially towards others.
Do you have an example of like, so I'm saying if a dead man can do it, then it's not a behavior. So can we think about what might be a behavior? Yes?
Like being angry or like yelling, screaming, or I don't know, under that.
Yelling and screaming, that's definitely a behavior. Literally, breathing is considered a behavior. So basically everything is a behavior. Anybody else?
The way you walk can be a behavior.
That works. If you're
Yes.
running away might be a behavior. Anybody else? Let's do one more. Thank you. Where are you? Who rose their hand? You.
Talking.
Talking. Talking
Yes.
can be a behavior.
I love these examples, you guys. Yes, everything is behavior. Whatever you do, eat, sleep, refusal to do something, clapping, blinking, breathing, everything that you do is behavior.
So here's a list of examples. Screaming, walking, talking, hitting, biting, watching TV, crying, raising their hands, eye contact, those are all behaviors. Non-behaviors can fall into the categories of emotions and feelings. So somebody's happy, sad, that's not really a behavior, but the action they're doing is. ABC contingency. This is something you'll hear a lot in ABA, and you'll hear about antecedent, which is A. Can everybody repeat this, please? Antecedent. Behavior. Consequence. Okay, first, antecedent. What happened before the behavior? What's going on in the environment? The behavior, what is it? Is it somebody starts crying? The consequence, what happened right after the behavior? Maybe because they cried, they didn't have to do their work. Maybe because they're crying, they're just avoiding the environment itself.
So the consequence is basically, let's pretend like it's basically what happens after the behavior occurs. So if you present an exercise for a child to perform, and the kid just drops to the ground, and then at the end you're like, oh, okay, I see you don't want to do it. Okay, do you want to do it in 5 minutes? So what happened after the behavior? Basically, what did I say? What does it mean if I say, yes? So when I did say that, okay, we'll do it in 5 minutes, what basically happened? What did I allow? What was the consequence of the behavior itself?
You allowed them to take a break and cool down.
So yes, they were able to avoid or escape, literally, what was provided, the demand that was placed, right? So they dropped to the ground or they cried and they yelled, and I basically said, okay, don't worry about it. I'm gonna allow you not to do that. So with that, basically the consequence itself was removal of something that they did not want to do. So removal of not performing that task. And at that point, that becomes something that they're going to continue to engage in moving forward. So every time I say, okay, Mike, are you ready? We're going to do jumping jacks. And Mike is going to continue to drop to the ground because the first time around when he did that, it worked. Second time around, he dropped to the ground. I said, okay, it's okay. You don't have to do it now. I'll give you 5 more minutes. So basically, he's going to continue to engage in the behavior that worked for him as a consequence, okay, which was the removal of the thing that he did not want to do.
I want to add in that you mentioned and cool down. That'll be a whole nother area to address because we want our athletes, if they're worked up, we want them to de-escalate. We want them to cool down. We want them to be calm.
Okay, so applied behavior analysis has 4 functions that they feel that behavior comes from. And these 4 functions I want you to remember for the rest of your life because it is such a good knowledge to have. And behavior consequences shape everything. So if you understand behavior a little bit, you'll be able to control your environment a little bit more. So with that said, one of the functions of behavior is escape. And it comes, I'm sorry, I forgot to say 4 functions are everybody eats. So the word eats, it stands for escape, avoidance, access to tangible, sensory, and attention seeking. So with escape, basically the person wants to escape something that is aversive, that is something that they don't want to do. Okay, I want you guys to listen because I'm going to test you. So if you don't want to engage in a certain behavior, in a certain task or a demand that was presented to you, you're going to engage in behaviors to escape that task. So that's one of the reasons that that person will engage in the dropping to the ground. The next function is access to a tangible. So I'm going to give another example with dropping to the ground. A child is playing with an iPad, and now I want him to start working on jumping jacks after their break. And when I take that iPad away because I want them to transition into doing jumping jacks, then he drops to the ground again and starts crying. Is it the same behavior that he did earlier for escape? Yes, but this time it's for access because he wants access to the iPad. Okay? So one behavior is now serving 2 functions, 2 purposes. They're basically communicating something with you.
This is why it's really important to pay attention to what happens before and after the behavior. That is how you identify the function and you will actually know what the athlete wants.
The next one is sensory. So, you know how our children have sensory issues? It could be light, it could be sound. Some of these things are a little too overwhelming for them, and we will go through it in a little bit in the next couple of slides. But sometimes, basically, sensory is the 5 senses. Can somebody name me the 5 senses? Yes.
Taste, sound, hearing, smell, and seeing.
Exactly. So all those are your senses, and those are sensory. So each one of our athletes, they all will vary with the sensory that they might have, the sensory issues. So keep that in mind. But let's say an athlete comes into the room. It's a little too bright in here, or way too many sounds, too much going on. They drop to the ground. So at that point, you know that they are going through something that we need to help them with, right? It could be too loud, it could be, or they just may have these sensory needs that they just need to engage in when they're feeling excited or when they're feeling like they need to self-regulate. It's something that they're going through. So that's another reason why they may engage in that function. So sensory is a big part. The next function is attention seeking. So let's say you provide a task, everyone's in the room, and they're all doing jumping jacks, and you are giving your attention to the next athlete. And the athlete next to you again, just drops to the ground for no particular reason. You're like, so he drops to the ground and you're like, wait, what exactly is going on right now? And then you go to him, and the minute you go to him, he's like, oh, I'm good, I'm good. So that function was attention. He's trying to seek attention. So he's gonna engage in that same behavior, which was dropping to the ground, to get that attention. So for all these functions that I discussed, I purposely brought out the maladaptive behavior, which is the one that we don't want them to engage in. So we try to teach them the appropriate way to get that attention, like tapping on your shoulder, or coming up with something to ask, or am I doing a great job? So just a different method. So these are the 4 functions of behavior, and it's escape, access to tangible, sensory or self-stimulatory, and attention seeking. Any questions so far regarding this?
How many functions are there? Let's try again, everybody. How many functions of behavior are there? Thank you. How do we remember it? Yeah, everybody eats. You guys like to eat. There you go. All right. As we already discussed, attention seeking is a behavior. This is when the athlete engages in a behavior of which in the past was followed by attention. So the consequence was attention. Our antecedent could be the coach enters data in the iPad. Then the athlete screams. The consequence would be the coach asks the athlete what's wrong. Did the coach give the athlete attention? Yes.
Okay, so I gave these examples, but this does not mean that we want to technically give them that consequence. I just gave examples for you guys to understand, like, how is it that, so when a child is screaming, they are screaming at times for the function of attention, right? And then they got the attention they wanted. So now we need to, at that time, teach them how to appropriate ask for the attention. So, or waiting.
All right. Another function being escape or avoidance. The engagement in a behavior which in the past has allowed the removal or avoidance of an aversive event or stimuli. So A, antecedent. Coach asks the athlete to run. The behavior, the athlete cries and drops to the ground, which has been our frequent behavior so far. So we have 2 options here. The consequence could be, okay, we'll do it later, which allows the escape, or we keep the demand by using a first then chart. That doesn't allow the escape. We want to reward the correct behaviors. We don't want to reinforce those maladaptive behaviors, the behaviors we don't want. Access to tangible or an activity. Engage in a behavior which in the past provided an individual access to a desired item or activity. So the antecedent, coach asks the athlete to return from the break. The behavior, the athlete cries and drops to the ground. The consequence, okay, you can have 5 more minutes. Is that what we want to do as the consequence? Anybody? No, not really. However, sometimes the athlete may need it. We can reinforce them asking. That would be more appropriate. Yes. Linda is asking. This is important and this will help you, and more importantly, it helps the athlete. Self-stimulatory or sensory. Engaging in a behavior that is reinforcing in itself. An antecedent could be there's no observable event. You actually don't know why the athlete is engaging in the behavior of they're flapping their hands in front of their face. Has anybody seen that before, the hand flapping? Right? The consequence was automatic reinforcement. They reinforce themselves. All right, we're going to go into sensory challenges. Autism sensory issues can involve both hypersensitivities, over-responsiveness, and hyposensitivities, under-responsiveness, to a wide range of stimuli. These can involve sights, sounds, smells, taste, touch, balance, and body awareness or proprioception. For example, many people on the spectrum are hypersensitive to bright lights or certain light wavelengths. So like fluorescent lights, typically what you see in a gym. Many find certain sounds, smells, taste overwhelming. Certain types of touch, light or deep, can feel extremely uncomfortable. So as mentioned before, there are a lot of sensory issues with our athletes. They might be internally experiencing something or externally experiencing something. For example, we are in a gym. It is loud, it echoes, right? Some athletes might be sensitive to that sound, to that echo, and they might need headphones. They might need something to help them get through their practice. So it's very important, again, to know what your athlete's needs are and to observe the environment.
I wanted to talk about the experience I just had, actually, with Alexander. So he was going to kick the ball, and I noticed that he loves looking at the lights. He looked up, and he's just looking, and we're giving him a demand. We're like, okay, ready, Alexander, kick the ball. He's looking. So that's a sensory, it's visual. He's looking at the lights, and he's amazed by them. And what I needed to do was literally block his vision and try to get hit, I mean, not literally his vision, but put an extinction
I say visor hands for that. He needed some visor hands to direct his sight.
You try to redirect him by blocking that and then getting his attention and then providing him with that demand, giving him that prompt because he can do it. He did such a great job afterwards. He just needed a little bit of like redirection. So sometimes it saves you some time and energy when you really focus on like, what is going on? He's not doing it, but why? Oh, his attention's up there, right? So redirecting them, getting their attention, putting the sensory on extinction. Extinction is basically not allowing that behavior to occur, but you're not actually physically stopping them. You're just, he's still able to look up, but I'm blocking it, I'm putting it on extinction, and I'm basically redirecting him to focus on what it is without actually physically closing his eyes or any of that stuff. Okay, so I'm trying to redirect him back to task. One of my favorite things in ABA, positive reinforcement. I live and breathe every day positive reinforcement when I work with my kiddos. ABA has 3 principles. When I say ABA, I mean applied behavior analysis. It has 3 principles, and there is this one that I'm only focusing on, but one of them is positive reinforcement overall. There is extinction, and there is punishment, which I try to completely stay away from as much as possible. We focus on the positive. So positive reinforcement is adding something desirable in the environment after a behavior, and that behavior becomes more likely to happen again in the future. So this is one of my favorite sayings that I've heard. It's behavior goes where reinforcement flows. So providing as much praise and reinforcement, high fives, whatever it is, just so that that behavior continues to grow. So remember we were discussing earlier about antecedent behavior and consequence? Whether it's them getting what they want through the inappropriate behavior. So we provided a demand. We said, okay, we're about to do jumping jacks. And the kid drops to the ground because he doesn't want to do the jumping jacks. So we're like, oh, okay, you can have some time. I'm going to give you a break. So what is that technically? That's a part of reinforcement. He's actually getting reinforced because he's getting what he wants. But it's negative reinforcement because we are removing something that is so aversive in his environment that he doesn't want to do it. So he's removing it by dropping to the ground. Okay? So reinforcement, like I said, that will have him increase that behavior in the future. He will continue to drop to the ground because he's getting reinforced. He's getting exactly what he wants just by engaging in that behavior. So behavior goes where reinforcement flows. Some reinforcers, examples are high fives, smiles, tickles. If a kid likes tickles, like, great job, I saw the way you kicked that ball. A break. Backup reinforcers are using a token chart, which we'll discuss after, and they can anything that they want. It's basically going through and using stickers or something that you guys would like. I don't know, like Starbucks $5 gift cards. Those are all backup reinforcers, things that you can choose from. Praise, when you praise, the speech girls had provided it earlier, Lana and Alina, it's give specific plays. Don't just say, good job. Let them know how they're getting that good job. Let them know what they just did. Like, great job kicking that ball with great force was the example they gave. Great job looking at me. I love the way you look at me. Thank you for smiling. I love that smile. Thank you for focusing. I like the way you're looking at the ball. So everything needs to be specific so they know what they're getting that great job in. Athletes, yes.
Reinforcement, would you be here today? I'm gonna assume the answer is no. Right? Or like, would you be doing all the things that you're doing every day? So positive reinforcement is in every single one of your lives. Great job for being here this morning. Thank you for bringing your smile. Thank you for bringing your energy. Great job for finishing your homework. But turn it into our athletes that needed so much more just to get through that practice, because their days are a little bit more harder than yours. Okay? So take what you need in life to get up every day and go to school, but imagine what they need to get up every day and get physically out of their house and to get here. Okay? So take that translation of all that encouragement you need every day to finish high school, to finish college, to get good grades, to be great citizens in the community and in the Armenian community, be respectful and do all these things. But imagine our athletes, they might need a little bit more. So everyone needs positive reinforcement. I need positive reinforcement. We all do. So take what you need and bring it into these athletes.
That's something I really like about this, your guys' generation, is that you guys are kind of hype people. You don't really want to tear people down. You want to hype them up. So let's promote that with our athletes.
I give a really simple example to my behavior technicians when I'm training them. I tell them, listen, if you're not reinforcing, then that behavior is not going to happen. So I may come to work once, twice, 3, 10 times without getting paid. But believe me, after the maybe 15th time, I'm just going to do what I prefer. Something that I'd rather maybe sit at home or watch TV or be on my phone. That pay is my reinforcement for the hard work that I put in, right? You guys going to school, studying, and that teacher, when you get that A once, twice, 3 times, right, that's already a reinforcer in itself. But imagine somebody praising what you did. Olivia, I love the way you came to school and you sat and studied for that test and you got 100%. Or, Harry, thank you for being here today. Every one of you, by the way, I'm really happy that I see you guys here today, so thank you so much for being here. So the example was athlete completes a soccer drill, high five. Behavior doing was the drill is more likely to happen again. In order to increase appropriate behavior, you must use reinforcement. We shape behavior through reinforcement. And here is one of my favorite sayings, and it's from B.F. Skinner. I don't know if any of you guys know who that is. If you know, raise your hand. Yes, can you guys tell me who he is? Because he is the father of Almighty for me. Who was the one?
He's the father of psychology.
Close. He's the creator. He's the father of who created applied behavior analysis. Okay, he is the one for us. And his saying was, "What is love except for another name for positive reinforcement, or vice versa?" So when you love and when you appreciate, you reinforce. You reinforce every step, and you reinforce every small success, because that is what makes that is what helps people going. And remember, behavior increases when you reinforce it, whether it's good behavior or inappropriate behavior. Now you need to be the judge of that, but reinforcement is key. Antecedent strategies. So antecedent strategies are strategies that we use in applied behavior analysis, and this is things that we do before the behavior occurs. So these are things that we want to do to basically make sure that that behavior, that inappropriate behavior, is not going to happen, because in reality, they happen, but we're going to try our best to teach, to provide, to reinforce all the positives, and then hope that that negative behavior doesn't happen, because we're going to have to teach the appropriate way, okay? Because once the behavior happens, then we have to try to eliminate it. So antecedent strategies are proactive techniques derived from ABA groundings to help create a positive and predictable environment and replace maladaptive behaviors with appropriate ones. I know it's a lot. ABA is a lot. Some strategies are non-contingent reinforcement, so reinforcing them continuously. For example, if a child, you know that he just wants attention. So what I'm going to do, because I know that every time I'm not giving him that attention, he's gonna drop to the ground, and that's not when I wanna give the attention. That's the worst time to give the attention, right? Because then I'm reinforcing the inappropriate behavior. So throughout the day, hey, how are you? How was your weekend? What's your name? Sandra, how was your weekend? I love that you came here today. Are you ready to play with me? Let's go practice some of our drills. All right, great job throwing that ball. Thank you. So I'm going to continuously praise her every now and then, and throw in the comments, because I know that that's all she loves. So I'm going to focus on providing her with that attention so that she's not seeking it in the inappropriate manner. Now she may, at that point, I'm going to never ignore the person, but I'm going to ignore that behavior and redirect them back to task, okay? So you are never ignoring a person, you are ignoring a behavior.
And I want to add on that I saw a lot of you guys doing this. You were praising the athletes when you saw them up here doing their task of dribbling. I think it was just dribbling today, right? But yeah. Passing, sorry. But you guys all did really good, and that was natural for you. You saw everybody's like praising, and you're like, oh, good job. You keep doing that. You continuously do that.
Okay, our next one is visual support. Visual support is something that I love to use, because if I'm told to do something, and if I don't see something visually, then it's a little bit harder for me to understand. I don't know how it is for you guys. So especially for some of our athletes, they have a lot harder time to understand some verbal behavior as opposed to us. So I'm a visual person. When I'm looking, when I'm studying, I like to read myself. I like to see things. So if somebody explains to me, hey, Lisa, you're going to go to Starbucks, but it looks like this and it looks like that, and imagine if somebody at that time also shows you images like, this is Starbucks that I saw in New York. This is what it looked like, and that's what it was. And you walk in from here, and it's a lot more like you're actually visually seeing it, you're hearing it, it's auditory, and it just explains things a little bit more clear. So visuals always help them. So that's one thing that we can use. We use first then charts. Hey, so we're gonna work on this right now. We're gonna do this, and then we get to use, and then we get to have the break. We're gonna show them what that is. That's actually perfect.
We'll further go into this, but I have handed out some first thens and some token charts that you can see how you can apply it. I guess I'll get more into it when we get to it next.
Okay, so that's the first then chart. So first this, then you get that, okay? Then there's a token chart. So it's basically like a reward system. You add stars for each behavior. You can start with each behavior. So, oh, good job kicking. Okay, let's try again. You kick again, you do it again. First, it's every instance of behavior. Then we slowly increase the number of behaviors to get that one token. So there's that token chart, then they get that reward. Priming is basically telling them, okay, in 5 minutes, we're gonna start shooting the ball. So we're almost done with this. So in 5 minutes, we're gonna go shoot over at the basketball. This helps them know what's coming. Because sometimes they're really overwhelmed and they don't know what is expected of them. They're in a room and they're asked to do all these things and they're like, what is going on? So imagine yourself in their place. You wanna know if you go somewhere and they have all these things for you, don't you want to know what's going to happen? Do you want to know what the agenda is? So for them, it's the same thing. They want to know what's coming. So priming them always helps reduce behaviors. Provide clear expectations. We may say something, but they may not understand. So taking the time to saying, this is what we're doing. Are you ready? First, you take a step, and then you kick with your other foot. Did you have something to say, Linda? So providing them with clear expectations. It may take once, twice, 3 times if you have to, but make sure they're looking at you and provide them with the expectations. Incorporate interest-preferred activities. Okay, so incorporating their interest. There was an athlete here just a little while ago that I wanted to chime in. I was working with him, and I thought, okay, he's not following through, so we're giving him prompts. We got him to look. Nothing. And then one of the girls said, well, if you do this, then we'll give you music. And he stopped and I said, all right. I look at him like, okay, first you do this, and then we're going to put music for you. And then he kicked one ball. And I was like, okay, great. Like, let's get the music. So by the time she got the ball, she got her phone, I put on the music, and the kid was like excited. So I'm like, okay, this is really reinforcing for him. So what I did was I kept the music right by his ear, and we kept him going. And that was a motivator for him. He just continued to engage in the behavior that we wanted him to engage in. So putting their interest in something, music, whatever it is, if you can incorporate it, it might motivate these kids to perform the behavior that you want them to perform. Offering choices to increase engagement. Offering them choices, it's always nice to say, okay, do you want to do this first, or do you want to do it from this side? Do you want to do it here, or do you want to do it there? Just always offering them choices works. Task modification, I don't know if Dave wants us to do that. Maybe we can modify the task at times, making it simpler for them. Sometimes it becomes a little more difficult, so we can modify the task. Timers are great when you know that they're going to be working and they can't work for a really long time. Putting on a timer, okay, let's work for 5 minutes and then we get a 1 minute break. And then put on a timer again. 5 more minutes, and then we get another break at the same time with the tokens. Environmental modifications. If you feel like they're too overwhelmed when there's too many people around, you can take a corner and move them to another area. Or if you feel like there is a kiddo who's gonna run at that door, I wouldn't suggest performing the drills right there. Maybe moving them to another area where you feel like there's a little more coaches, it's harder to escape. Providing extra prompts, just continuously prompting whatever it is that they need. They may need physical, they may need verbal, and functional communication training. Training them to use their words to get what they want, teaching them the appropriate behavior.
All right, first then, I have passed around 2 charts, the first then and the token chart. So first do this, then you can do that. For our athletes, we might need to tell them first you're in ready position and then you sprint. Other athletes might need that direction of, like, first you're doing your work, you're going to sprint, and then you get the reward, you get a break. There are so many options, and there will be more Velcroed onto these on the back that you can use with your athlete. It's really important, as we already talked about antecedent strategies. You can also use a timer to let them know, hey, first you're gonna do your work, then you get your break. And then when they earn that break, you are going to tell them a time and set a timer. You have a break for 1 minute, like Linda mentioned earlier. It is so important, because if you don't tell the kid how long they got that break, or they're getting that break, there might be another behavior at the end of the break. And we want to avoid that. We want to have those clear expectations set. So pair a less preferred activity, low probability, with a more preferred activity, high probability, to motivate the athlete to complete the less preferred task. That's when you do the work, and then you get the break, or you get whatever the reward is. So you can go ahead and pass them down. Please pass them to the next table so everybody can see.
Okay, I've also given an example of a visual schedule. This just helps an athlete know what's coming. Some of them may need it, some of them may not need it. So based upon like each athlete and their individual needs, we'll create them, but I just wanted you guys to see an example of it. So structure and routine helps an athlete remain engaged for longer periods of time. A visual will let them know what is expected and what is next, okay? So basically, I put an image of a kiddo stretching. Okay, first we stretch, and then you get the trampoline, and then we're gonna do the jumping jacks, and then you get trampoline, and then you're gonna kick the soccer ball, and then you get to go home. It's just a visual schedule of just letting them know, okay, this is what your day is gonna look like over here. And then I also put on the side some play, puppets, and breaks, just extra visuals just to show you guys, because this may be a sensory need, right? A puppet is a sensory need.
Moving on to the token system. So our token charts, that is the other piece on this. As you can see, these ones have stars. What will happen is each time the athlete does a task, they will, or you will, or they can move the star up. This is them earning the stars for whatever their reward is. There are a few reward options like break, snack, iPad, play. Those are potential things the athlete might want. They want to do their preferred activity.
Yeah, and like I said, every athlete is different. Each athlete can handle different time limits, and they have different skills. So once you get to know your athlete, that's how we'll train you to use the token chart. Over here, it's like I had said earlier, if it's a kiddo that just can't handle being here for a whole long time, so you start having them earning their tokens faster for every instance of behavior. There's other kiddos that they can handle being in a room for 20 minutes, but they may at one point reach a limit where they're done. And every 2 or 3 behaviors, and then they get a token. So we slowly increase and increase the behaviors before they get a token, okay? Because we want to fade this out completely.
The preferred behavior, the one we want, you know?
Incorporating interest and preferred activities, I just threw this in there. Sensory breaks, access to toys, preferred activities. These are some interests they may have. Some may love fidgets, some may love trampolines, some love music, some do free draw, they like to color, and there is a gazillion other things. praise or ice cream or whatever it is that we need to talk the parent and promise them, okay?
Our prompt hierarchy. So least to most prompting is what we aim for, right? We want our athletes to be what? What did Coach Beard say earlier? Sorry, louder? Independent. We want everybody to be independent, right? To the best of their ability. So least to most prompting. Verbal and gestural are in the category of least. I would personally put gestural first. I don't know about you. But verbal, it could just be that initial demand placed, right? They're listening, they do it. Gestural could be you're like gesturing at the ball, maybe. You're like kind of showing them like a little kick. That's also modeling, but you're not kicking the ball. Visual might be one of the picture cards. You might show them a picture of what you expect them to do. Modeling is you doing it. Like you want them to kick the ball, so instead of doing a little kick, you actually kick the ball, you bring it back, and then you say you do. I do, you do. That is a very important strategy to use with the athletes. I do, you do. And then physical. We try to aim away from physical, I guess. There's a partial physical and a full physical. So full physical would be you're helping them and you actually like do it with them. So let's say you want them to pass a basketball. You're hand over hand, which was mentioned earlier, on the basketball to have them pass. Partial may be that you put your hands there and then you kind of let go to let them follow through with it. Add more. The prompt hierarchy continued. So we don't want to do anything for them when we know they can do it themselves. We're promoting what? I need everybody to say it. Ready? What are we promoting? Thank you. Some of the athletes have been participating for a few years. So you learn your athlete. Maybe they already know what they're doing. They're here and they're ready to work. A lot of the athletes that were here earlier, they've been part of Hrashq for a while. So they know the expectation, although they may still struggle.
I had written one more prompt. One more thing that was important. So basically, I had mentioned earlier about prompting. When you're prompting, remember to get their attention and also prompt, give them a second, because it takes time for them to process what you're saying, okay? So give them a couple of seconds, 5 to 10 seconds, and then re-prompt if you have to. And then you can re-prompt again. At that point, if you see that they're not being responsive, they truly may need the help and they may not be able to ask you. And you can say, oh, do you need help? All right, you start physically prompt them. You help them move their foot and you do it. But then you have to go through the prompt hierarchy, which we printed already, right? What I had done?
Yes, we're going to have the prompt hierarchy attached to these little binder rings. That way you guys have a visual reminder on you at all times.
Yeah. And basically, I would probably model if you see that they can't do it. Okay, and I would say, do this. And I would show them what I'm doing, and I would want the athlete to imitate my modeling, the behavior. So if you see that they can't do it, that's when you actually physically prompt them or partial. Consequence strategies, blocking, redirecting, the maladaptive behavior. So let's look at an ABC contingency. Can you tell me what the function of all 3 behaviors are? I love getting into this stuff, sorry. Head coach says, let's do soccer drill. Tantrums, elopes, SIB, these are behaviors. Okay, so head coach says, let's do soccer drill. There's a tantrum, and then C is calm, client, and follow through. So the first is escaping, which he's eloping, redirecting him back. So when he's tantruming, you have to redirect him back to what we're doing, because we don't want them to tantrum. Every time they tantrum and we take away what we're doing, then we're teaching them to continue to do that. So you redirect them back, help them calm down. Of course, if they're having like a complete meltdown, we're not going to be like, no, you need to do this. I need you to stand up. We need to do this. You need to get them in a calm state. We're not forcing anybody because at that point it becomes completely aversive for them. And I want these kids to come back. I want them to come back, and I want them when they walk in this room and they see you, I want them their face to light up because this has to be a happy place for them. We are teaching them skills, but we are going to do it in a nice, calm, happy, reinforcing manner. So let's not force anything. So having them calm down and then following through. Okay, when you're ready, we're going to do this. And then remember, first this, then we get that. Then head coach says this, the kid elopes. Then what do we do when they're eloping? You block, you redirect, and you follow them through. Okay, because they're, again, trying to escape. Head coach says, do soccer drill. These are all escape behaviors, by the way. The kid engages in SIB, it's self-injurious behavior. Is anyone familiar with that? Okay, when they basically injure themselves, okay, because they're feeling
maybe frustrated.
Frustrated, they don't want to engage in that thing. So I would definitely block, calm them down, have them use their words, and then follow through. Just make sure they're in a good, calm, happy state when you're following through. Okay, we're almost done. Chaining. Chaining is a teaching mechanism in ABA, and you guys are going to be using this here. In ABA, chaining is used to teach a complex behavior skill, okay? Things that are like in multi-step, right? For example, brushing your teeth. I'm just giving you guys an example. The behavior will be broken down into smaller, manageable steps known as behavior chains. These parts build up to the bigger skill called terminal behavior. So the final behavior itself is called the terminal behavior. Reinforce each step as it is mastered to encourage progress, and then gradually fade prompt as the learner becomes more independent. For instance, if an athlete is to learn how to dribble a soccer ball. So I took Coach Dave's example. He had actually done the breakdown of the behaviors, which is what we call task analysis and implied behavior analysis. So you break down the behavior itself, all the steps. So it says for the soccer drill, soccer dribbling, ready position, weight on the balls of your feet separated, knees bent, butt back and down, chest up, eyes up, push the ball with your foot. Other foot. Use the other foot to push the ball forward and then move forward with the ball. So these are the steps of dribbling a soccer ball broken down into manageable pieces, and that way teach each step, okay, through the chaining process. The reason why it's called chaining is because one behavior follows the next. It comes after the other. You can't change the order. Okay. We have 3 types of chaining and applied behavior analysis where we teach. One is called forward chaining, the other backward chaining, and then there is total task presentation. I want to know, can anyone guess what forward chaining is? How would we teach a forward chaining? So the first step comes first. Can we go back to the other one? So with forward chaining, I would teach first weight on the balls of your feet, teaching the child to make sure that they have the weight on the balls of their feet. So they're standing in the correct position. And when they get that, independently, I'm going to consistently reinforce. And the rest of the steps, I'm going to do it physically. I'm going to physically prompt the rest, okay? And then once they master the first step, then I will move on for them to do the second step, first and second step independently. The rest will be prompted. Okay? And that's how you move on with the first chaining. Backward chaining is the same thing. It's the same concept, but backwards. So this is typically used when the child needs to get reinforced quickly. Okay? They don't have the patience to go through each and every step till they learn it, and then finally, so for example, making a sandwich. A kid doesn't know how to make a sandwich, and I'm gonna teach them how to make a sandwich. I'm gonna do every step prompted with them, but the last step, which is putting the bread over the rest of the sandwich, is the part that they're gonna do independently, and then they get reinforced, which is taking a bite. So that reinforcement needs to come quickly for them. So I'm gonna teach backward chaining, which is the last step is the one that they're gonna do independently first, and then move backwards from there. So first the last. Okay. And the other one is total task presentation. This one is if you know that the kids, they know how to do most of them, but they don't know how to do all the steps accurately. So you teach every step, every time, until they get it 100%. Key to success. Implement reinforcement. Praise success. Pair yourself with the reinforcer. When I enter a room, when I go to a kiddo, I love to praise. If they love music, I'm going to have music with me. If they love praise, I'm going to praise them for the good. Because I want them to pair me, to remember me. When they walk in the room, I want them to see smiles because I'm the one that reinforces them every time. Consistency and reliability. Make sure you show up on time. Be prepared and dependable. Consistency builds trust with an athlete. Patience and calm under pressure. So things aren't always going to go smoothly. They are going to have moments. They are going to engage in behaviors. But remember, they're just trying to tell you. They're trying to communicate with you. They are not being malicious. So remember to be patient. Keep yourself together and calm, and use a calm tone to get to them. Because if you panic, they're going to panic. So remember to stay calm and help them keep calm and together. Maintain composure under challenging behavior. Understanding progress may be slow, and celebrate small successes. My most favorite is compassion and empathy. Treat each athlete with dignity and respect. Build rapport, and trust is essential for motivation. So truly build a bond with them. Okay, let them know that you are there for them. Praising them. Trying to understand everything that they need, and remember your 4 functions of behavior so we can get them all right. I think I'm done.
Thank you, guys.
All done.
I want to thank you all for exploring the token charts and the first thens. These will help you.
Representatives, hey! Here we go, good. Man, behavior has to do with everything, right? I like that, I like that. So we have, this is our last part of our section. Okay, we're gonna talk about practice and assessment. So what it looks like for practice and assessment. But first, I want you guys to go ahead. You guys are gonna push your chairs back, and you're gonna stand up. Okay, let's go, push your chairs back. So when Coach Beard says go, push your chairs back and stand up. Ready, get set, go. Good. We're gonna stretch to the sky. Stretch it up. So when Coach Beard says go, you're gonna stretch up the sky. Get on your toes. Get on your toes. Stretch to the right. Or your other right. Your other right. I used to say that for wrestling. Your other right. Go to your other right. Go to the other side. Middle. Stretch it out. Good. Good. All right. So we're going to go over the practice routine. I want you to stay standing. Stay standing. I'm going to try to get you guys moving here. Try to figure out a way to get you guys moving. Okay, go ahead and click it. All right, so let's talk about practice routine. Stay standing because I'm going to get you guys doing locomotor skills. I'm going to get you guys doing locomotor skills. So practice routine review with the lead coach. You need to be at practice 15 minutes early. How many minutes? How many minutes? At least 15. Lori will tell you 30, but you need to be at least 15 to 30 minutes. Lead coach will brief over the group and the practice structure, the goals, and any specific athlete's needs. We will greet the athletes. You will go up, greet the person next to you, shake their hand. Shake your hand, introduce yourself. Say your name, first and last name. What is your favorite food? What's your favorite food? And don't tell me all Armenian, except for Armenian food. Something else than Armenian food. Shake their hand. Okay, good. Next one, so you're gonna greet the athlete. You're gonna give the athlete a high five. Everybody give a high five to your neighbor. Good, high five to your neighbor. Very important. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Redirect. Redirect, eyes and ears up here. Shh. Quiet. Thank you, thank you. Girls, that's an awesome handshake, but let's focus up here. But again, awesome handshake. Let's focus up here, and you're doing an amazing job. We're almost done. Do you guys see what I just did there? What was that? Hamburger, that juicy hamburger. I am literally an hour and a half away from having the biggest hamburger you've ever seen. Biggest hamburger you've ever seen. So we're gonna connect with parents. You're gonna talk to parents, see how their son or daughter is doing. You're also gonna have conversations. We do not want you, back row, we do not want you to have conversation with your friends without involving our athletes. Everybody got that? Give me a thumbs up. Okay? Can you ask them what they did this weekend? When they go see a movie? Can you have a conversation about the same conversation you'd have with your friend with them? Yes, of course. Bring them into your group. We're gonna do a warm-up stretch and word of the day. So remember those lollipops, those dum-dums, you get to pick the word of the day for the first practice. Okay, the word of the day is, do you guys remember? Smile. Everybody smile. Smile. Yeah, fake it till you make it. I'm telling you, you're gonna feel better after you start smiling. Okay, then we're gonna go locomotor skills. Uh-oh. I hear a lot of people talking. I think locomotor skills, I'm a big component of locomotor skills. I teach it even all the way through the high school if you don't have them. I teach them later on because what? Locomotor skills is the movement of all sports. When you do a layup, what does this look like? Skipping, okay? When you're doing the long jump, you need to be able to leap, okay? We need to have correct form of running. Defense is what? Sliding. What sport is that? Basketball or soccer? Almost every sport. Okay. What is another one? Skipping, galloping. We got to have the locomotor. Foot forward. We can switch. I'm a huge component of locomotor skills. Also, it gives the opportunity for everyone to do it. So what I'm going to have you guys do is locomotor skills. So I'm going to have group 3, pay attention, girls. I'm going to have, first one, you're going to run. So you're going to run, come out here, you're going to run down there, and then you're going to come back to your seat. Everybody got it? You are group 3. What are you going to do when I say go? You're going to run across over here and then walk back. Here we go, group 3. Start walking out. Walk out, let's go, come on up here. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Move, let's go, up here. Run, go. Run, go, run. Run. Clap it up. Run, go. 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 Not there, guys, not there, right in the front. You're gonna hit the cord. Go around that way. That way. Okay, group 2, here we go. Come on out. Here we go, group 2. Group 2, ready, go. Go. Get some energy out. Let's go, wake up. Group 2, let's go. Hustle. Use those arms. High knees. Knees up. Let's go, group 2. Hurry. Let's go, guys, we're waiting on you. Let's go. All right. Now I'm gonna go ahead, you guys are come out this way, you're gonna jog around. Let's go, we're gonna go the other way next. Let's go. Run. Jog. Let's go. Wake up. Let's go. Okay, here we go. Go. Go back to your seat. All right, here we go. Going back. This way. This is group 1. You are going to, next one is shuffle. Face forward, shuffle. This way, around. Here we go, group 1, ready? Let's go. Shuffle, go this way, go. Defense. Go. Move. Move, move, move. Let's go, guys. You guys got to do it. Let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. You guys are shuffling. Hurry up, we're waiting on you. Okay, here we go. Group 2, you're going to shuffle that way. Here we go. Ready, get set, go. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Shuffle. All the way, shuffle. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Okay, here we go. Group 3. You're going to come out this way. You're going to shuffle this way. Here we go. Come out this way. Here we go. Ready. Group 3, ready, get set, go. Hurry, 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 hurry. All right, here we go. After you're finished, go ahead and down. I hope that you guys are ready to go. All right, here we go. Sit down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, time. Hey, I need all of you. I know this is like your gun or whatever, your ammo. I need every one of you to put it at the top of your table and not touch. Here we go. Ready? Put your cell phone at the top of the table. If you don't have a cell phone on the top, I'm going to question you. Here we go. Ready? Get set. Go. Do you guys have a cell phone? Up top. Good. Put it at the top, please. If you have a cell phone, put it up the top. Do not touch. We're almost done. All right. So next slide, please. All right. Stations. So we're going to set this. This is where we practice. So we have 3 stations. How many stations? 3. It is exactly what you saw today. It is, for soccer, it is shooting, passing, and dribbling. We'll do the locomotor in the beginning. We'll do we'll set up the stations. And be honest with you guys, I want you to be, girls, stop, dude. I want you to take control. I want to take leadership, ownership of the coaching. I want you guys to feel like you're really contributing, really getting our athletes to the top performance, okay? So you have control what you do there. But first we need to do what? Assessment. We need to assess. Assess drives what? Instruction, okay? Assessment drives instruction. Okay, so we need to assess. So group organization, we have an orange and a blue and a red team. What does orange, blue, red represent? Armenian flag. Hey, there we go. Good job, good job. All right, we're gonna do rotations. You know, what lead coach is gonna do is they're gonna do a countdown, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then you're going to freeze. When Coach Beard or whoever says it, Coach Devine says rotate, you're going to rotate from one station to the next station to the other, okay? You do not rotate until the lead coach tells you. You work on your skills there. Now, let me ask you guys, can you play games at the station that involve dribbling? Yes. And for shooting, can you involve defense? Yes. Okay. For passing, can you work on passing and shooting? Of course, yes. We want you to differentiate. Means different for everyone. Individualized. Everyone has an individual plan. Okay, so we're going to go athletes practice, debriefs, feedback. Remember debriefs, remember positive constructive feedback, guidance. Use visual, verbal, and physical prompts. Now let me ask you why I think physical education is amazing, especially for our students with disabilities. Why? Why do you guys think? Do we use visuals in sports? We do it all the time. Use verbal commands? Does a coach ever yell at you, go to the right corner? Yes. Okay. Do they give you feedback all the time? Yes, of course. That's why sports is amazing, especially for individuals with disabilities. They incorporate speech. They incorporate behaviors. They have visual, verbal prompts. So I don't have a problem using visual or verbal prompts anytime. Now, physical prompts, I only give physical prompts when the athlete needs it. Okay? Only when the athlete needs it. Because we want everyone to be what? Independent. We want to find the true potential for every individual. Okay? Performance hammer. Remember, give positive constructive feedback. Go, Gary. We're trying to move fast, guys. Okay, gameplay. We're going to play some kind of sport at the end, usually. An activity. That could be a relay game. That could be hot shot. That could be inclusive soccer, basketball. Inclusive means you get to play with our athletes. And we want them to see how to play at game speed. So we actually have really competitive basketball and soccer games. And we modify the rules so everyone can be involved. Are we all good? Okay, so celebrate the small things, closing team mark. We're going to do team break. We'll have the word of the day. We'll do team break. Okay, end the team with hands in. Okay, so here we go. Next one. Okay, pre and post assessment. This is what we're talking about. Click on that button. Devine, can I get your help, please? Devine, can I get your help, please? Go get the chair and we have the first one, basketball shooting, and the portable hoop. All right, here we go. All right, ooh, basketball shooting. While Devine sets up, Devine, go get the basketball hoop, portable basketball hoop, and a chair, and the big volleyball and a tennis ball. All right, here we go. You guys are gonna have a little bit of fun. So I'm not collecting these. So what I want you guys to do is you're gonna rip it off. You're gonna wad it up. Wad it up. Okay, wad it up like a ball. Okay, here we go. Everyone should have one. Here we go. Ready, get set, go. Get ready. Can I have this one? Wad it up in a ball. Everyone must do this. Let's go. Let's go, guys. Everyone must do this. Yeah, you wrote on. Not the other ones. We're not there yet. Just the ones you wrote on, guys. All right. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Quiet, please. All right. What I want you to do, so we're going to go over this. We're assessing. So first one is ready position. What do you think that looks like? Athletic position. I always say, like, this is my ready position when I'm an athlete. It's not standing up tall. A lot of our athletes will stand up like this. Okay? No, we need to get our feet slightly outside of our shoulder. Okay? I'm bending my knees, my butt slightly back, my chest is up. This is my ready position. Shh. Okay, then we have elbow in. So Devine's going to demonstrate elbow in. Then what? What's it say? Arm up and what's it? Wrists. We're snapping the wrists or follow through. So what I'm going to have you guys do is you're going to stand up, spread out. You're going to work on shooting with our trash. Okay, here we go. So everybody watching, here we go. Ready position. Everybody get in the ready position. Let's go. Elbow in, elbow in. I want to see it. Elbow in, elbow in, elbow in, elbow in. Shooting hand, elbow in. Remember, power hand, guide hand. If you guys remember. Okay, then we're going to go ahead. Oh, I don't see a ready position in the back row. Here, don't see a ready position. Bend your knees. Ready position. Elbow in, arm up, wrist, and follow through. Hold on to it, hold on to it. All right, here we go. Now we're going to shoot for real. Ready position. You're going to shoot. Elbow in, arm up, wrist, follow through. Shoot it. Man. Some jerk just hit me. Shoot the hoop, good. Here we go, leave it there, we'll pick up afterwards. Here we go, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, sit down. All right. So for the assessment, please grab the basketball dribble. Sorry, basketball shooting. Find shooting and dribbling. Find shooting and dribbling. It doesn't look like that. Where is it? Should be this. Should look like this. Should look like this. Basketball shooting. Okay. Here's basketball. Right here. Sure. Basketball shooting. Everybody should be there. Now, read the directions. I always say read the directions. Ask you guys, if you get it right, if your athlete gets it right, should you circle it or not circle it? Read the directions. What should you do? What should you do? So you're going to circle it. So if they have a correct ready position, what are you going to do? Circle it. If they have an elbow in, circle it. If they don't have it, what should you do? Don't circle it. Give me a thumbs up if you understand. Circle it if they are able to do it. Elbow in. Then what? Wrist. Are they able to do the wrist? We don't know. But if they can, you circle it. Elbow in, arm up. They go arm up. And then wrist. Let me ask you, if you're shooting with two hands, is your elbow in? No. So would you circle it? No. Okay, so independent. I've cut it down to 3 major prompts. We want either physical prompts or we want independence. So physical prompts or independent. So Daveen's going to demonstrate. He's going to shoot it in the hoop. Okay, elbow in. Okay, somebody grab it. Okay, so if it's physical prompts, physical prompt, maybe it's tapping the elbow, or tapping the arm. Go ahead, shoot. Physical prompts. Maybe it's me holding his hips. I always give support. When people need it. Maybe it's holding the shoulders. Okay? Independent. What would be independent? Daveen, give me 5 shots. Okay? So 5 shots. Is that independence? Yes. Now, what about this? What is this? Is anybody? Girls, focus in. Okay, what is this? Hand over hand, and some of our athletes need it. So if Daveen is able to do it independently, we want that. So we circle independent. If he needs a physical prompt, we circle physical prompt. If he needs hand over hand, he needs hand over hand, I circle that. Are we all good? Okay, you're going to put distance. Daveen was shooting about 10 feet away on a 5-foot hoop. Okay, we all good with that? Write that down. That's good information. Movement. Is he able to dribble and shoot? So Daveen, is he able to dribble and shoot? Is he able to shuffle and shoot? Go ahead, Daveen. Or you can shoot the big hoop. You want to shoot the big hoop? Okay. Is he able to dribble and shoot? So I put dribble and shoot. Okay. Behavior. We want to know what kind of behavior support we need. So Daveen seems very compliant. Everybody know what compliant means? It means following directions. Following directions. So I put compliant. Now if I say it needs to be redirected or a lot of physical prompts, I would put physical prompts down there. Give me a thumbs up if you understand. Okay, very important. Next one, well, current level, you would put the number on your hierarchy. Okay, everybody got that? What we did earlier today. Are we good? Where you think they are, and then what you would want to work on in the week's future. Okay, so now we have basketball passing. We have 2 passes. Okay, we have chest and bounce pass. They're very similar to the same. Guys, you need to know these verbal prompts. You need to know these verbal prompts, so please calm down. So we have ready position. Yes, thank you. Ready position. He's got, again, athletic position. Elbows out. He's going to step, push, and follow through. Go ahead. Okay, and if this was a coach, how would you guys, if you didn't have 2 people, think about it. Where would you pass? How about pass to the wall? Okay, what do we always do? Demonstrate, then break down, athlete performs. Now, this is the tricky thing. On assessment days, do you want to give just positive feedback or do you want to do positive constructive feedback? Now listen, just positive feedback on assessment days. Why? Because we're not coaching when we're assessing. We want to know where the athlete's present levels are. Present level of performance. Thumbs up, present level. So what are we going to give on assessment days? Only positive reinforcement. Are we coaching when we're assessing? No. We want to know what the athlete has learned. Thumbs up. Okay, we want to know what athlete has learned. Okay, overhead pass. So again, you circle the one. Remember, if he does it independently, if he needs physical prompts. So I'll do, Gary, go ahead. Overhead pass. So if I have to bring his hands up, maybe I tap his arms up, anything he throws it. Okay, so let's go overhead pass. Ready position, ball above head. He's got to step and push and follow through to your target. Come on, dude. Follow to your target. Good. Okay, so Gary does a pretty good job. If I have to do hand over hand, I'm going to do hand over hand. Now let me ask you, Daron. You all saw Daron, right? Okay, he has an orthopedic impairment. Now, he has a hard time moving, but all movement is good movement, especially for Daron. So when he brings his arms up, do you think that's beneficial for him? Yes. He needs to stretch. He needs to move. Him holding an object. Maybe you go down to a smaller object. Maybe you use a big volleyball, or he uses a tennis ball. But he brings his arms up. An opportunity to him to extend because he's very tight. Thumbs up. Good. Okay. All right, so again, in level of support, we have independent, physical, and hand over hand. Tell me what this would be. Throw it. Hand over hand. Okay, probably hand over hand, correct? Okay, if I tap his elbow, that is physical prompt. Independent is him doing it himself. Can I tell him to, when I start coaching, I can say arm up, okay? Because I use these prompts, guys. Ready position. And then I start using the hamburger with it. Awesome ready position. Let's work on the step, Gary. But again, amazing, amazing ready position, Gary. Okay, great job. So I use these 4 critical points. Now, some of our athletes, 4 is a lot. So we break it down to 1 or 2. So we say, well, let's focus on the follow through. The follow through. So just working on that. Great job. Let's focus on the follow through. Okay, here we go. Move down. Independently, physical prompts, we're good. Keep scrolling. Scroll down. Come on, Gary. No, dribbling. You got to go down there. Zoom out. Yeah, it's dribbling. No. Okay, basketball dribbling. Okay, ready position. Ball to the side. Push down and up. Do you slap the ball when you dribble? No, let's watch Devine. So I demonstrated, Devine's doing it. Eyes up, fingertips. Okay, good. So he has ready position, ball to the side, push down and fingers. Now, after you do that real quick, this is our targeted skills. What should you do next? Probably have them walk and dribble or run and dribble. We know Devine's pretty good. I kind of know him. So I'm going to have him do the cones. And maybe I'll start going back and forth or side to side. All that data is really good, guys, especially when you're looking at the hierarchy. You can actually see exactly what you're supposed to test in. Okay, where they're at, okay? Are we all good so far? Let's go, boys. All right, next one. So now we are, again, current level. Use the hierarchy. Okay, we have soccer. You guys have all done this. The breakdown of the skills. So 4 critical points. How many critical points? 4. I've broken it down to every skill into 4 critical points. Okay, here we go. So shooting. You want to shoot right there? Can you guys all see him? So we got ready position. We got run forward, big step, kick, follow through. Now, Devine, don't do it correctly. Can you not do it correctly? Okay, here we go. Watch Devine. Okay, what would you say for him? He does it. I would let him do it about 5 to 10 times, to be honest with you. Because the state says, and I believe 80% shows that it's a learned skill. What percentage? 8. So how many out of 5 would that be? 4. Okay, if it's 10, it's 8 out of 10. So we're watching him consistently. He's not do the same thing. Okay, he's walking. Okay, so out of that, assess him. You guys do it right now. Assess him. Get your sheet out. We have soccer. Get soccer out. Work together. Get your soccer form out, guys. That's why the sheets are here. Okay, assess Devine. For basic skills. What did he do? Circle what he did right. Watch again. Watch again. Watch again. Same thing. All right. So let me ask, going through that, did he have a ready position? Did he have a ready position? Raise your hand if you think he has a ready position. Raise your hand if you had a ready. So no one thinks? So no, do not circle that. Now, did he run forward? Did he? No, I don't think he ran forward. Did he? So I wouldn't circle that. Did he step? Big step? No? So big step, he did not step next to the ball, correct? I agree. Did he kick the ball? With his toe or inside the foot? Yes. So the only one I would circle is what? Kick. Did he do it independently though? Yes? What distance was he at? Just estimate. About 20. So I put 20 feet. Write it down, guys. This is for you. Work together. 20 feet. You will be asked to do the assessment. 20 feet. With the behavior, was he pretty compliant? Was he pretty good? Yep. He independently followed directions. Good. Remember the hierarchy? That's where you put the number, Joey. Focus. Okay. Are we good? Okay, next one, real quick. So now we flip to the next page. Flip to the next page, please, or flip over. Okay, soccer passing. Now it's very similar to kicking. Gary, can you go pass with him? Okay, don't do it correctly. Don't do it correctly. Yeah, miss one. So first of all, passing is ready position, big step, kick, follow through. Okay, very similar to kicking, except for not the run forward. Okay, go. And you guys can switch it up too, guys. You guys don't both have to be the same. Okay, what do you guys think? So let's look at Gary. Gary, let's assess Gary. What did Gary, so did he have a ready position? No, is he bending his knees? Is there a slight lean? Does he look like an athlete? Okay, definitely not. Okay, sorry, Gary. So, no ready position. Did he take a step? Big step next to the ball? No. Did he kick? Yes, circle it. Circle it right now. I want to see you circling or talking to your neighbor. Okay, and did he follow through? Did he follow through? I think he did, actually. Did he follow through? So I would say yes, Gary followed through on that. So we do the two. All right. Next one, Gary. Can you go up there, Gary? Next one. Okay, we have dribbling. Okay, soccer dribble. So we have ready position. Okay, some kind of slight bend. We're not acting like a pole. Then we're going to push forward with one foot, and then we're going to use the other foot forward. Okay, so he's going to push. Okay, level of support, hand over hand. Okay, does he need to be, is he doing it independent? He's doing it independent. Okay, so he looks like he's doing it correctly, except for maybe, what would you guys say? Did he have a ready position? No, not really athletic position. Stand up too tall. And then does he push it forward? Yes. Does he use the other foot? Yes. Circle. Does he go forward? Yes. What would you do next? What would you do next to make it harder? What would you do next? Walking and dribble. How about walking and dribble? Then running and dribble or jog and dribble? And then maybe add the cones? Yes. Eventually you get there. Remember, that's what the hierarchy is for, is to help you guys out. Okay, here we go. Behavior again, compliant. He did it independently. All right. Competition results. Go ahead. Okay, we do have a competition. I just want to show it to you guys. We'll go over that this year. They'll go over this year. Okay, but we teach the biomechanics. Girls, that's the breakdown of skills. Everybody say breakdown of skills. Okay, what is that called? The biomechanics, the breakdown of the skills. We teach the skills. But then there's performance-based. This is our competition. And we're all about competing and doing the best everyone can. So if they can throw the ball over their head backwards and they can make the basket, then facing forward, I would get them doing it that backwards. Special Olympics is a performance base. Everybody understand? But we do is a skill competition. So everyone can compete, and you would be absolutely amazed by some of our kids. They do extremely well. And our skill competitions, anyone can do. We could do it in this room. Anybody can do it. So we're it's an awesome opportunity for everyone to be involved. Okay, so let's just go to the next thing. Go to the next slide. And we'll go over it before you guys, we have the skill competition. We'll have a practice session. Okay, no, the next one. All right, so we did the ready position. We talked the weights of ball of feet separated, knees bent, butt back. Okay, we talked about this. Click to the next one. Okay, we're gonna have basketball shot. Remember, elbow in, arm up, wrist follow through. Okay, go ahead. Okay, bounce the chest pass. We went over those skills too. Remember your 4 critical points. Try to break it down in 4 critical points. Go ahead. I know I'm losing you guys, but I'm gonna try. Here we go. Again, dribbling, we're good with that. Breakdown of skills, soccer shooting, we went over that. Ready position, run forward, big step, kick, follow through. Okay, and then we had kick. Go ahead, next one. I did want to go over real quick, we do have a track and field. We do not assess in track and field. But I do want you guys to know some basic commands for breaking down the skills. So first one's ready position. We're not in a downward stance, so weights on the front foot, opposite arm is back. Okay, then I'm gonna explode, I'm gonna take off, and I wanna use my arms to the side and work on stride length. Okay, so work on sprinting. Okay, up. Okay, breakdown of skills. We have for softball or shot put. I'll go over shot put later on, or somebody else will. Okay, so we have a ready position. T, like my little teapot, short and stout. Here is my handle, here is my spout, or the letter T. I'm gonna step to my non-dominant foot, and I'm going to follow through. Go ahead. All right, long jump. So again, standing long jump, so as ready position. Girls, I'm gonna have you guys, you 5, get ready, stand up, let's go. Pay attention. Okay, come on up. So ready position, I'm gonna teach it. I'm gonna try to use DBAFs. Demonstrate. Ready position. Elbows down, arms back. Non-dominant knee, drives forward. This is actually running long jump. So I'm gonna run forward, big step, and I'm gonna land on 2. Okay, so I want you guys to run forward, take off on the blue line, spread out. Is this blue? Purple? Blue. You're gonna run forward, you're gonna take off 1 foot, land with 2, reaching. Listen. So again, demonstrate. I'm gonna demonstrate. Here we go. Take off 1 foot, land with 2, reach like a cat. Okay, spread out. Okay, so again, I'm gonna break it down. Ready position, run forward, take off 1, explode, non-dominant knee drives up. Okay, upper body remains forward, lean, take off 1 foot, land with 2. Okay, you guys ready? Here we go. Now it's athlete ready to perform. Here we go. Ready, get set, go. Go, run. Big step. Oh, awesome. You know what I loved about it? You guys did it together. And then you guys took off 1 foot and land with 2. Next time I want you guys to run a little bit faster, okay? But again, awesome job. Thank you so much for coming up. Okay, here we go. Clap it up. See how I use the hamburger model. Getting closer to hamburger time. Okay, here we go, next one. Okay, pre-assessment, practice and implement. Go ahead, click on it. Okay, this is what a sample lesson plan looks like. You will all get one, some kind of assessment, but it'll have opportunities for you guys to look at. You can click on it and look at strategies You can look at other activities. You can look at assessment, pre and post assessment, so you're ready to go. Please, please, please try your best. Just look over it, okay? Just be familiar. We'll go over it at the beginning of practice. Go ahead. Next one. Okay, Hrashq visual schedule. I did make a visual schedule if you guys ever need one, but it's very routine based. And that's, again, we like routines because we find success. We thrive in it. Us, everyone thrives in routines. Okay? Next one. Okay, expectations. Last slide, guys. Last slide. Woo! Everybody go, woo! Come on, you guys know who Ric Flair is? Here. Hold on. Here we go. You guys know who Ric Flair is? No, no? So he was a WWF wrestler. Okay? But he goes, woo! Everybody go, woo! Let's go. Awesome. So be 15 minutes early. Put phones away. Are your phones still at the top of your desk? Or are you playing with them? Okay, you are here to create relationship and support athletes. The coaches, the lead coach will be very angry if you're all on your cell phone. We've had parents, very important, pay attention. Put your cell phone at the top of the table and pay attention. We've had parents, and our board will be very angry if you are on your cell phone during practice. You are there to give back and create relationships. Everyone understand? Put your cell phone or leave it in your car or put it away. At the end of practice, you will be able to check whatever message you have. Please, these parents, the board, will be very angry, okay, if you are texting and talking on the phone and not paying attention to their child. Everybody understand? You are here to give back. Okay? Consistency with Hrashq athletic gear. Don't speak when the lead coach is speaking. Consistency with Hrashq athletic gear. Make sure you have your shirt, you're ready to go. Should we be wearing high heels? Should we be wearing jeans? No. Come here prepared to be an athlete and work with your athletes. Are we all good? Okay. Hair up. Why would we not want hair? Why would we not want hair down? And this is, a lot of people learn it the hard way. Look at all our coaches. What happens? We have people, we kind of went over that. We have athletes that have some behaviors, some challenging behaviors. What happens if your hair is down? People have gotten, they pull it. They're upset, they pull it. So you need to have your hair up. Everybody got that? All right. Fill out results of skill assessment and check with current levels. You are expected to know your athlete when you walk in. If you don't know your athlete, you need to make sure you are looking at the paper and the assessment. Because assessment drives what, girls? Girls, tic-tac-toe's done. Okay? Girls, what drives instruction? What drives instruction? Assessment. Okay? So the reason why we fill that out, because we want to know where our levels at, current levels. Okay? Why do we assess at the end? Because we want to know if we made progress or not. Okay? And we actually give them a report card. They get a report card that shows how much they improved. It takes a long time. Okay? We show their times. We see if they're improved from the comm games to the Novice Sergeant games. We do the skill competition. That's all recorded. So they can take this sheet and all this information and they can go to their schools and be like, my kid can shoot from 15 feet in 4 out of 5 trials. Why is he not included in general physical education? He's able to run a 20-second 100. This is all good information for the parents. And it's good information for the program, because we evaluate our program that way. And it's good information for you guys to learn how to assess. This is something you could use the rest of your life. Okay, positive constructive feedback. Remember that hamburger? That gross, disgusting, you guys think it's gross? I think it's awesome. Okay, and then encourage parents to watch from the sidelines. Any issues, please reach out to the lead coach or the Hrashq board. Parents need to stay. They're required to be here, but they are told they need to sit off to the side. I want parents to actually be parents. What does your parents do when you guys go to an athletic event? They cheer. They cheer. They get to be fans. A lot of our parents have never had the opportunity to step back when their child's in the room and watch cheerleaders. I mean, that's what I want to be. I want to be a cheerleader on the side for my kids. So why don't we give that opportunity to our parents to finally be a cheerleader, a parent that everyone knows of, okay? Let's give them that opportunity. So we encourage our parents to stay off to the side. If a parent comes out, they will have the lead coach permission, and they will support you if you need it. But I would encourage them to stay off to the side, okay, as much as possible. You are the coach. You take ownership of your athlete. Okay, that's it for that one. Is that the last slide? All right, here we go, guys. Clap it up, clap it up. Woo! So can we work on the Ric Flair here a little bit more? We go, woo! Everybody, here we go. 3, 2, 1. All right, I like your Ric Flairs. All right, awesome job, guys. I know it's a long day. We have a couple closing remarks, a couple awards, but an absolutely amazing job. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys very much. Stay seated. Thank you. Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up for everybody. Is this done?
Yeah. We are going to move to the final part of the seminar, where we are going to hand out certain awards. I would also like to acknowledge the presence of the chairman of the Homenetmen Western Regional Executive Board, Yekhbar Pierre Manoukian, and if he could please come up and help present these awards. So this first award is a certificate of appreciation to a special volunteer coach. He's been doing great work. He usually coaches Simon, and he just has amazing consistency. He's pretty much at every single practice, and he has a great sense of humor and a great energy when he's coaching. I would like to invite Shant Gurgenyan to the stage. It's low? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, stay here, Sean. The second coach I would like to invite, she works with our athlete, Kevin. If I could get everybody's attention, please. Thank you. She works with one of our athletes. His name's Kevin. She is always willing to help. She comes early to the practices, and she stays late, and she always helps clean up. And she's just been doing a wonderful job, and we just want to show that we appreciate that. Can we invite Camille Danouch? Camille? Our next coach, I don't know, this seems to run in the family, but she's extremely committed. I think she's only missed one practice, and many times she goes to school in Irvine, she would drive all the way from Irvine and attend the practice, and then at night she would go back. She's done an amazing job with one of our athletes, Eliana, and we just really appreciate the commitment and the work she's done. Can I invite Sarah Garabed to the stage? I'm gonna invite them. Our next awards, our next award is for the booth and help with Hrashq outside of coaching. We have a booth at Navasartians, and it takes many volunteers to run it. And these 3 volunteers especially were always there. I mean, some of them were even on call. They were having fun with their friends, but whenever we needed help, they would come help out at the booth. And just anything in general that Hrashq needs help with, even outside of coaching, they're always willing to help out. And that's really appreciated. I would like to invite Svetlana, Alev Vardova, Karina Oganesian, and Caroline Lavu.
On behalf of Hrashq board, I just want to say thank you to all of you to stay for 6 hours here. And this is very important, honestly. And one thing, I am the Hrashq coordinator, if you don't know. I am the Catherine, who created the WhatsApp. And who doesn't have the WhatsApp, please, please download the WhatsApp, because I am going to send the RSVP link for the practices, which is going to start from September. It's going to be twice a month, and you just need to RSVP if you can come or not. And then I'm going to send you individually which time I need you to be for the practices. So we're going to have 3 groups, group 1, group 2, and group 3. And the practices, it's going to be from 9:30 till 1:30 p.m. And I'm going to choose whoever comes to which group. If I need you for staying for 2 groups, I'm going to let you guys know that you're going to stay for 2 groups. Depends on how many RSVP I'm going to receive from the coaches for that session. And in order to receive the volunteering hours, you need to have 80% present for the practices. And the important thing is Kaham games and Navasartian games. This is important that you showed up for those games. We need all your support for the Kaham and Navasartian games. Because in the past, the coaches were coming, and after New Year, we were begging them to come, and we were short, especially during Navasartian track and field. It is very important. And again, any questions, just text or email me if you have any questions. The other things which I want to mention, that to know your athlete, because consistently is very important. That's why if we assign you with an athlete, we will try to have consistently and have you with the same athletes, that you can build up a relationship and you can see the growth on the athletes. The other thing is, parents are the ones who knows the athletes. If you want to know what your athletes like or dislike, you need to go and ask the parents, because there are things which trigger the athletes. Like my son, he hates the word like breathing. Like if you tell him, okay, it's time to breathe, no tantrum, breathe, he is gonna have more tantrums. Like those are the key words that you need to ask the parents. Go and ask the parents what they like and what they dislike. This is what from me. Thank you all.
Okay, everybody, that concludes our coaches seminar. I just want to say thank you to Coach Beard. I want to say thank you to Davin. Can we get a big round of applause? And for all the other presenters. Many of the board members that in the shadows, they put in the work, and you never see them put in the work, but it took a lot of organization to put everything together. So, as Katrin said, just check your WhatsApp, respond to the RSVPs in a timely manner, and thank you everyone for being here. apologies, we have one more scholarship to announce. And Quirnanor will announce what it's about and who's receiving it.
Just when you guys thought you were done, right? Okay. So we have had many awards that were presented to the volunteers, and I hope this inspires many of you to follow suit. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here today. We really appreciate your time, and we're looking forward to a fabulous year. Last year, our Hrashq program lost one of its veteran athletes, Ruby Giragos, after a long battle with a degenerative disease. She was an angel who won our hearts on 4th of July 2018, the year Homenetmen Hrashq first participated to the Navasarchan Games, with her smile and her beautifully decorated walker on that memorable day. After our dear Ruby left us, our board of directors decided to present each year the Ruby Giragos Athlete of the Year Award. And here is a very short biography of Ruby. She joined the inaugural chapter of Homenetmen Hrashq in 2018, enjoying the track and field activities at the Navasarchan competitions each summer. She perfected throwing the ball in the gym at Ararat's chapter's gym on San Fernando. She especially benefited from the attention and encouragement of the youth volunteer trainers. Her favorite activity in Hrashq were the parades and waving to fans in stands. Ruby developed in her own time, managing mobility, visual, and communication challenges due to a genetic syndrome. She was a big personality in a small body and adored by peers and parents alike. She passed into eternal rest at the age of 17, having lived joyfully and intensely. To honor her memory, the family of Ruby Alice Giragos has created an annual scholarship for a student who is pursuing excellence in a field of study to work directly with children with special needs and their families, or impact them through leadership. The purpose of the scholarship is to encourage and support students who are interested in becoming professionals of excellence in these areas. The award amount is $1,000. The application opens August 2025. Completed applications are due November 15, 2025, and the recipient will be announced in December of 2025. The qualifications for the scholarship: applicants must be a rising senior in high school and or an enrolled student in community college, graduate, or professional schools. Applicant areas of study may include, but are not limited to, physical therapy, occupational therapy, feeding therapy, speech therapy, deaf and hard of hearing services, assistive technology, adaptive physical education, school psychology, special education, or educational advocacy. Applicants must have some experience working with children ages 0 to 17 with various abilities in the greater Los Angeles areas. And I want to tell you that many of our current board members or seasoned volunteers have joined this program, volunteers such as yourselves as students, and have gone on to pursue careers in this field. And I hope that some of you will follow their example and will be inspired enough to do so. Again, thank you to all our wonderful presenters. Thank you to our MC. Thank you to everyone who has worked behind the scenes. And most important, thank you to all of you guys. Remember, without our volunteers, there would not be a Homenetmen Hrashq program. I say this as a board member, and I say this as a parent who has a child involved in the program. So let's have a wonderful year ahead, and thanks again.